All right. Welcome back to our Wednesday afternoon game, everyone. We are switching systems to Mystic Imperium. This system was released by Level 99 Games years ago. There are a handful of light tweaking we're going to do on it to make it function a little better, but it's a very rules light system. And I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves before I introduce the setting. So go ahead.
I'm Justin. I've been playing regularly here on Wednesdays all through Wicked Ones and play here on Sunday nights as well as a very interesting Kobold Druid Ranger, but additionally I have a channel which I'm involved and created with One Bad Roll, where we currently have our first campaign going on every Tuesday night.
Rafferty, why don't you go next?
Good, I'm unmuted. Hey,
Yeah.
hello world. I am Norman Rafferty. I work for Sanguine Games. I'm also here on the Wednesday streams, and I play a variety of games.
And I'm Griffin. I play here a whole lot. Yep, that's all I got.
Yep.
And Theta.
I'm rejoining the group. I'm back again, much to most people's hate, I'm assuming.
By
Hey,
unpopular
wait,
demand.
I'm waiting for the viewer anonymity.
I prefer,
If you're
I prefer
gonna-
the word and
if you're gonna hate anybody on the stream, pile it all at me.
Wonderful.
Well, if we have to. Okay. So, Mystic Imperium is set in a multiverse world that at one point every technology, concept, and culture could be found by traveling from one realm to another. Beings known as Eidolons could traverse these realms and take with them what they wanted. And essentially, it wasn't a utopia, but it was a grand functioning world. This was shattered when the grand cornerstone of reality was broken. A being called the Ether, which is kind of like the nothing from the Neverending Story, started to devour everything. The multiverse, as it were, began to seal itself away in items called cornerstones. Cornerstones can hold anything from an ideology to entire realms to eidolons to tribes and such. The eidolons themselves, which the players will be playing, are facets of reality. They could have been a mortal that's been raised up to this near godlike status, or a being created from nothing. The only few things that eidolons have in common is, one, all have a drive to want to restore the multiverse and combat the Ether, which is their antithesis. Two, they all tend to take on a humanoid shape most of the time. And three, they are bound more to their emotions and the way they act than any other being within the multiverse. So with that, that's what we'll be playing today, guys. Now, it's been a long time since I've read this book cover to cover, but I have had a chance to glance it over. In this game, we're going to be making both realms, nascent tribes, which are like mortals, and your own characters, which are the Eidolons. So the first step of this is to come up with a concept, who you were when you became an Eidolon. If that's too big, we can go on to the next step and come back to that.
I'm not sure,
I think I can easily jump in with a concept
Give us a starting point.
for
Let's
who I
go.
was before I was an Eidolon.
Sure.
I was rambunctious strength. I was the drive to not stop even when it would kill you.
Yeah, so you were born out of that. So if everyone...
I was effectively born out of stubbornness.
Fair. So if we want to go, I've made some custom character sheets for this. They are made with the simple world character sheets, so I didn't program any of these, but I've made something that'll work. Each person should have the name of their description, their character under the actors tab. If we want to open those up, and Justin, if you want to just edit your description and add at the top concept and put where you came from.
Sorry, first time dealing with VTT. Which tab is that?
Oh, so it's the little three people staying at the top is called the actors directory. It is four over from the top, and you will find a folder called player characters.
Got it. Thank you.
No
So for
problem.
edit description, would that be change of name or change of what part inside the character sheet?
So you'll see description. You'll bring it down. You'll see a little edit button will appear when you hover over it. Click on that, and you'll be able to edit the text underneath.
Got it.
Yeah.
But what part? Profession, creed, or appearance?
Create a new one because I forgot concept's a thing. I guess you could put it under profession as well.
Put concept before profession.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyone else have-
I'm not seeing blanks for the likes, dislikes.
Yeah, I also apparently forgot that.
Oh, I didn't even. I guess that's something I missed when I read it. Likes and dislikes.
Okay. Oh, well, I can enter stuff under appearance, so that's not that big deal.
Yeah. Anything under description can be edited. I just
There we
put
go.
some very general stuff in there. Yeah, you'll notice you have a description tab, an items tab, which we'll be using for the persona traits, and attributes, which we'll be using for the wheel.
Got it.
Yeah, does it-
Concept was just the one sentence description of what you imagine your character to be. Was that
A couple words or a sentence, yep.
because my concept was the Watcher of Worlds?
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to be a bulky boy.
So we got Strength and the Watcher. So far, so good. I'm trying to
Well, did you
improv
have
mine
mine,
on the
Griffin?
fly. I haven't chosen one yet. Do you have one in mind right this second?
Yeah, I was
Go for
thinking
it.
that I wanted to be the concept of the passage of time. So, but more specifically, the cyclic nature of it. So, perennial plants, genealogy, sunrises and sunsets, and basically the order of chaos.
I like it.
All right.
Beautiful.
I got the best antithesis to two of you here. I am the erratic conspiracy, the things that lie in the shadows that you don't understand, and everything coming to get you. I am paranoia itself.
Oh, that's going to be a twist for you.
Oh yeah, I figured
Oh,
that is the best
jeez.
compliment to what has been thrown down here.
All right.
It's like we're making the Avengers, and you're like, I'm going to play Loki.
He's an
Everyone loves
Avenger.
Loki.
So's Dracula.
True.
All right. So another thing everyone's going to need to do, if you go down to the bottom left beside players, you'll see a little macro bar there. Beside it is a tiny little folder. You should open that up and see the deck in there. Since this game doesn't use dice until the right paradigm comes in, the deck is how we roll. So if you just want to drag that to your macro bar so it's easy for you to draw, as it were.
What'd you say this
Oh,
was?
where is that?
So bottom left-hand side, you'll see the Players tab. Beside that, between that and the macros, you will
Oh,
see
yeah, this
a
tiny
little folder. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
Nice and easy.
And drag that where?
To the macro bar, so you have it access. So, Theta drew darkness. You can click on darkness, and it brings up what the element is about.
You do not have
And-
permission to view this journal entry sheet.
Well,
Very
I
good.
will fix that right now, then. As my right
then
mouse
just-
button slowly dies.
Here we go.
Cool.
Perfect.
Right.
There you go. Just
There we
confirm
go.
it
Yeah.
works.
Yeah, and as you do it, eventually the deck will run out of cards, and it'll come up with a error message above. So if you guys click now, it should come up with an error message.
Yeah,
that
no available
happens-
cards.
When that happens, I will reset the deck. Now, part of this game is you will eventually get anima that you can spend to change some of the card draws. When you do that, it adds an extra one of that element into the deck for the session. So as we're going and these elements are added, I'll be adding it to the deck and then resetting it at the end of the session. So the deck will actually change as we're going, which will change how easy some actions are and how hard some are. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So everyone has a concept. Everyone's got a general idea in their mind of what they're doing. Now, there is a couple ways we can do this next part, which is your persona traits. I can let each person build their own character looking through. We can help each other build our characters by each person adding one trait to the person after the person adds one of their own, or I can throw up a bunch of traits and people can draft them, as it were. Do we have a preference?
I think maybe 2 or 3. Like, obviously,
That's
some of
great.
us are more aware than others, so getting some assistance here would probably be good.
I don't understand what a trait is.
All right, so if we
Go
go
ahead.
beside the Actors tab, there
Yeah.
should be a folder with a bunch of folders, which are all the traits. Traits are the supernatural powers of the Eidolon.
Ah, there
They're
we go.
all connected to one personality trait, and they give powers based on what they are. The characters will be starting with 4 traits at superficial, which will give you both an element and the superficial power associated with that trait.
So there's apparently 32 points in an attribute. And the first, all right, so first 8 points is emerging, the second 8 points is superficial, the third is deep, and the last tier is all consuming.
It's supposed to be 7, isn't it?
And I think it's
Yeah.
7 each
Is
category.
it 7? Did I miscount? I miscounted.
Yes.
There we go. 7 makes more sense.
Yeah, but you'll be starting with 4 traits at superficial, so 7, the first 7 dots filled in.
So
We're
are they
gonna
good
use-
5 categories, or do we have to pick one from each category?
This was the thing
So
I
that's what we're
mentioned before.
determining now.
This is what we're coming up with now. There is a couple ways to do this. We could do constructed, where you pick 4 traits that have to be each from a different category. Or we can do a draft where you pick 1 trait that matches your character, then the other players will pick your other 3 traits.
I'm thinking we're probably the
I
type who
like
would do
draft.
constructed.
I would lean towards constructed.
I kind of like draft, so I guess we're at 50-50 right now.
Are we? I didn't think Raph said.
Oh,
I said
I don't think
constructed.
Raph finished his sentence, did he?
Yeah, I said constructed. Did I get cut off?
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
The last word did.
So we are 50-50. Well, somebody
right.
want to flip a die, or
yeah, how do you want to split this then, Oni? Your choice.
All right. Everyone hover over one of the elements with your cursor on the landing screen.
I
Landing
didn't
screen.
understand any of that.
yeah, I don't see
Okay.
any.
We can't see anything on the landing.
The game is paused. It's
Oh.
a total black void.
Let me uncheck that for everyone. Can you see now?
Hey.
Yes.
All right. So there are 7 elements here. Hover your thing over one of the 7 elements. I will draw for the deck, and whoever is closest is what we're going to go with.
Okay.
The I am on Earth, correct?
Justin is on stone. Yeah.
Yep. Stone.
Perfect.
Raph's is on fire. Theta's on darkness, and I'm on electricity. So let's go.
All right.
Darkness.
So that's where you set the
No
deck.
variance.
Light. So that is a split. So we're going to go again.
Okay. Yeah.
Water.
Water.
Still on some.
That is between me and Justin, and we are actually of the same opinion.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, everyone go through the traits and pick out one for your character to start.
All right.
So you should be able to go through the persona traits and just drag it onto your sheet, and then set the weight to 7.
Okay. I think obsessive.
I'm going to start with a drawback. That's fine,
Sure.
right?
Quantity 7.
Okay.
Any single
I'm
one,
taking
yeah.
determined. I'm taking determined.
Where do you drag them to?
Your character sheet, and it'll
No,
pop into
You have
the
to drag
items
them on
tab.
the item tab. Yeah, you have to have the item tab visible when you drag it over, otherwise you'll get
Oh,
nonsense.
do you?
Yeah.
Good to know.
Actually, no. I was in attributes. I dragged it over, and it popped in there anyway.
Really? I dragged it in description and I got nonsense.
Well, maybe that's because that's a text field. I don't know.
And when I drag it into attributes, I get nothing.
It doesn't pop into your items area?
It still
Look
pops
the
into
items
items.
area, yeah.
Yeah, you've got wandering 3 times.
Yeah, well, that's why I said you need to be on the items tab, because then if the description is nonsense and attributes, it'll be in items anyway.
So
Yeah.
do you edit the quantity or the weight?
What we're going to do is we're going to hit edit, and we're going to put weight for our emergent traits. For our
At 7.
counting. Yeah, so it should start at 7. That should put the
7 or
quantity
8?
7. Once it has 7 dots, it fills up.
Okay, I thought you said we got this at superficial.
Superficial is 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought superficial was 8.
No, that's what we corrected
No.
before. when you said
Yeah,
you
because
said
you
the wrong number.
miscounted.
Superficial
So I
starts at 7.
So the character sheet has 7 dots for emerging.
Yes, once those are filled, it is automatically bumped to superficial.
Okay, that's
And-
one way to read that. Okay,
By the way, when you say dots, are there dots somewhere I should be seeing?
the character sheet has circles on it.
The original book character sheet has dots on it.
Yeah, the original book.
Okay. You say dots, I'm looking on this thing, the VTT.
Yeah, sorry, this just is a number. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, this is. I could only simulate so much. So
No,
once
I
that's-
understand. I just had no idea.
Okay.
Yeah, and then each trait you'll notice has an element. So you'll go to attributes, and all the maximums should be at 1. I didn't fill them all in, but when you get a trait at superficial, it increases its element by 1. So for example, Raph, you're going to go to electric and make a max at 2.
My stone is at 2.
Mine didn't automatically go up by 1.
It does not automatically go up. We're
Okay,
going
I
to
thought
do
that's
this.
what
Yeah, we have to manually do it.
It's going to have to be manually done, unfortunately.
So I've chosen furtive. My darkness goes up to 2. And that is the first personality trait.
So I have a darkness. I dragged a darkness personality. Should my darkness be 1 or 2?
Your darkness should be 2 then.
Your darkness maximum value should be 2.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Min and value are untouched. Just
Got it.
Well, I was
So
just wondering,
what does each person's one? I'm sorry for the jumping. But what does the thing do that each person took? Just so we can know because of placing up on other people's stuff.
I took the drawback of apathy. If you're asking what the superficial quality of it is,
Mhm.
The Eidolon's skin pales and color drains from their features and clothing. She speaks in muted tones and cannot be heard over others without expending a considerable effort of will.
Okay. With determined, it is the talent for stone. And the superficial, with a dark steely sheen, the Eidolon's skin is impervious to mundane attacks like blade claws, blunt traumas, things like that. However, I do not resist anima or ether-fueled attacks or magic.
And for everyone's benefit, furtive means that the darkness shifts around me, like a robe at my feet. My features become muddled and vague when recalled, and I blend in near invisibly into crowds or dark corners.
This is not what I expected, but I took wandering, and I have 2 crystals embedded in my body, commonly blue and yellow, and touching a surface with the yellow or blue crystal causes it to become a blue or yellow portal, respectively. So I basically have a portal gun.
Neat.
Yep. So,
Hell yeah.
with that, you're going to notice there's a whole bunch of persona traits. Everyone should have access to everyone's sheet, and each person is going to add 1 trait to everyone's character sheet. Try and make it different from the ones already there, so if someone's already picked a personality, pick a talent, vice, or virtue, or something else, and we'll let each other build their character sheets. You'll start with 7 in each of these under the weight, and you'll increase their element based on what they have. So with that, it's up to the lot of you.
Okay.
Think what's going to be most fun for the concept they picked and add it to it. Now, these traits will come and go as the game goes on. These are not permanent things on the character sheet forever.
So that's personality.
Yep. And
I think I got one for Theta here. There you go. Enjoy that.
I'm looking at virtue for our time turner.
yeah,
I have given Theta's Watcher confidence.
interesting combination.
I figured it would be the most fun for Theta.
Oh, I'm torn between 2.
For who?
Wow, English. Targina, the time turner.
Regina, yeah.
Either pure or lucid. Because both fit. Now, I'm not going to read them. I'm just going to decide based off of name.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go with Lucid.
All right, drag it over to the sheet, and it should appear there.
Oh, that's a shame. I was just looking at pocket time for the same character.
Ooh.
Okay, next character I will look at will be Paranoia. There's a drawback and a personality. I'm going to give you something that's a talent.
Yeah, and I'm deciding on something for Pushrish now. The stone. Oh, they got a talent. Good. So I can close that tab.
It's Fushrish, PH.
Okay.
Oh, Mischievous is too obvious for you.
It is, isn't it? Apathy.
That's funny, but no.
Let's go with the vice. So you are selfless.
I'm going to give you Academic.
This is from that weird period in the 2010s where people are really into crystal.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not
And then
seeing
last-
a something on the
No.
list that's in the
Not
book,
least. You have a
Which one did I
talent,
miss?
a virtue,
I'm
and
not seeing-
drawback.
words within.
What's the...
It's a talent.
Words within. What's the personality trait connected to it?
Academic.
Should be here. Yeah, it's right
It
under
goes-
talents.
Oh,
It's the first
I
one.
go for me. It's the first one.
Under
Oh,
talents.
okay. These things. Okay, I didn't realize it was. Sorry, I wasn't looking for the word academic. I was looking for words within.
Oh,
that's
okay.
my
It's all by
problem.
the personality traits.
Yeah. Got it. All right. What's a good one for paranoia?
Yeah, because I'm giving Theta a vice.
Good. Go good with my drawback.
I have given you the vice, Justin, of fault finding.
I love it. Theta, you're prideful.
I gave Raph academic.
Yes, thank you.
So we have 2 academics.
Do
Yeah,
we?
we're gonna-
Okay.
Nerd party.
So we have a
All
drawback,
right.
you have a talent,
Paranoia.
personality, virtue, so vice. So drawback or vice for the Turner of Time.
Yeah. Wow. This game. Yeah,
Okay,
I was
think I'm
thinking
gonna
about
give.
Amber and Grimjack, but this has a lot more vertigo in it than I was expecting.
I think I'm gonna give paranoia a vice as well.
Good.
Insecure.
Good. Yes.
I am requiring one more thing, so I believe.
Yeah, no, it's still me. Sorry, I'm taking a little bit.
Not a problem.
Yours is the last one on me. I just had to see what your description was again.
I was just checking.
Stubborn drive,
supposed to have?
unyielding. 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm still
so we
choosing
got
one for
3.
you, and I honestly think maybe I'm gonna go back with the one I was just about to do. Regretful. The regretful Turner of Time. If only you could turn it back.
Okay, so
Call
I
back
can't.
and turn back time.
So steel and bullets don't hurt me. Mundane attacks don't hurt me.
I'm confused. What's the point of like drawbacks and vices? They just make your character suck more.
Vices usually don't. Drawbacks do. Drawbacks are usually things that, until you hit the last level of it, it is quite painful. But these characters are capable of removing these once the right paradigm, are they called, are found.
Okay, it seems weird.
Yeah, I know. Seems weird. I
Light,
did that.
fire, and water.
That was my first choice, was to pick a bad thing. Yeah, I guess I'll go. Do you have it already? No. Make sure you don't have. What is this? This is a personality. Do you have a personality?
Nope.
And these all start at superficial, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
So once all of them are picked, everyone set the weight to 7 and add the corresponding element
All right.
onto your wheel under attributes.
To
So your
Justin,
wheels,
I have given boastful.
I'm boastful and fault finding. I'm here for it.
And to be clear, other ones will start at 1, correct?
yes, everything starts at 1 except for the elements that you're increasing.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Filled
Oh,
it out
yeah, and
properly then.
even though some of these have to be bad, you do have to pick from different categories. So you will wind up with at least one vice or one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Most of the vices, though, I don't think their powers are that bad.
Right. So I mean, it's
Like, my vice power is dope.
Okay, where are you not open?
Yeah, this is definitely a system setting itself up where you want to be dramatic to some degree.
Well, you'll have to take bad news stuff no matter what, because you have to have one for each category.
Well, there's 5 categories, you need 4.
Yeah, but 2 of them are bad categories.
Vices are, well, do you mean bad personality traits or bad powers?
Personality traits, I think he means.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean vices and drawback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, that's what he's saying. Vice
That was-
in its nature is a bad thing, but you do gain something good from it.
Right. Drawbacks, you don't get anything good until the end.
Yeah.
So that was the question I was asking before about characterization, and the book said have them pick 4, and then the other thing listed 5 things. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
In theory,
This-
the book assumes you don't take drawbacks right away unless that your character concept revolves around it. Since we're doing a
See?
draft and other people are picking the persona traits, it's a little different.
This is what I thought might happen from a draft, because I had built a notepad of stuff that I thought would work well for my character. It's like I picked none of those.
Well, you got 1, luckily.
Yeah, my drawback, the thing that hurts me the most.
If we want, we can retcon and decide that no one's starting with drawbacks if people
Not
are
complaining. Not complaining. I'm just saying that the thing didn't match up with the thing that I was going for.
At the very least, from what I understand, as we play, we develop personalities based on how we play anyway. So if you play those
Yeah.
ways, you get
Yeah,
them to the
I'm not
end.
gonna. I'm gonna try the game in the spirit.
Mhm.
It's an interesting idea.
You
Yeah, like-
guys effectively built me as a dragon. I can take a whole bunch of damage and have and I have a weak spot.
Oh gosh, we sure didn't
Yeah, you've got a glowing weak spot.
we?
I have one weak spot on my body that's soft, but everywhere else is hard as oak, resists damage from mundane weapons, and can take gunfire.
All right, so I just want to make sure everyone's elements are set up right. You start with a free 1 in every element, and then for each trait you picked from here, you're adding 1 to the max as well.
Yep, that would be right.
Okay, so all the ones that we had nothing in should have a 1 in them.
It should have 1 in them, yes.
Done.
All right, and then any that you got should add to that. So if you got 1 light element, your light should be 2. If you have 2, it should be 3, and so on.
Yep. Oh, you sons of bitches. You gave me the stupid body compartment.
What?
One of them is organization, and if you're organized, you have some sort of body compartment you could hide stuff in. You gave me the prison pocket, is what you've done.
Apparently, I'm covered in crystals, so I'm not like hey, I didn't make this book
I don't-
up. It's what they made up.
I don't know what I gave people because I didn't read them. I just went off of the name.
Yeah, we
No,
went
that's what
on
I'm looking
feel.
at now.
So I hope I gave people something that's fun.
All right, so at this point, that sets the balance. Everyone's got their elements in order. So just so you know, what your element does is when you're attempting one of those actions, so all the actions are broken into those 7 categories. So if you're trying to know something, it's usually a light draw. And you draw from the deck, and if it's anything but ether, you could choose to draw again. So we drew light, of course we did. So that would be like an exceptional success. You got exactly what you were looking for. If you open up light, you can see the other elements. Aligned means you got it, but not quite. Neutral means you failed, but there's some advantage. And opposed means you failed outright, and things have gotten worse usually. But if you have multiple things of light, you draw. If it's anything but ether, you could choose to draw again. So say we drew, nope, anima is. If you draw anima, it means that you have gotten exactly what you want. It can be any element. So let's draw something that's not good. If you draw ether, you fail no matter what. You can't draw again. There we go, electricity. If you draw one of the elements and it's not a perfect success or ether, if you have multiple in it, you can choose to draw again up to that many times. But if you choose to draw again, you have to take what you draw. So if someone had 2 in light, they draw electricity, they decide, no, I'm going to aim for light. They could draw again. They get fire, which is the same result based on light. I know I'm going a little quick, but is all this making sense?
Absolutely.
I didn't understand any of that.
I feel like I need to see it in play to understand it better.
Basically, to use an ability, you draw a card. If you draw ether, you fail.
Right.
Right. I mean, I just don't understand the degrees of success
You
thing based on the chart.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Okay, so all the
You
things are
consult the
based
wheel,
off
I
the
think.
elements.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a better way to put it. If you click
Yeah, but
on
I
the
think I
element...
still need to learn what represents what on the wheel still.
Fire,
okay.
light, electricity, water, earth, darkness, and light.
Yeah,
I just mean it's problematic that the darkness and earth are right next to each other, and they're both basically dark. And I haven't learned these. I don't know. What do you call them in the DC comics?
Oh, that's air.
You know how like the Green Lantern Corps, each of them has a like animal or creature thing that represents them, and they're all based on their different colors as well.
Yeah, it
I
doesn't
haven't-
help that they the symbols are
You got 2 greens here. That's not
Yeah,
helpful. The 2 dark ones are right next to each other.
and they didn't specifically like give them different shapes. I see they tried to give them different shapes, but not very hard.
So if I understood that the boar is stone, then yeah, I'll just remember.
Oh yeah,
boar
just adding
instead of
text to it
stone.
will definitely help.
And
There
I'm not
you
go.
consistent in the book because sometimes I call it electricity and sometimes I call it lightning.
Yeah. This
But
system would have done well with a second edition.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm a little surprised they haven't updated it, but not that much.
Well, the company shifted from doing RPGs to board games.
Ah.
This is no longer a supported game.
I thought I heard level 99 before.
I know for sure I have.
Right, so you draw cards. Either is an auto fail, anima is non-max success. Otherwise, it has an element listed on it, and which may or may not be relevant to what you're doing. And there's a listing of the 3 different kinds of conflicts: combat, puzzle, and social. And apparently, whatever element comes up is how it gets resolved.
Basically, think of it like Wicked Ones with an extra step of a bad mixed success or a bad mixed failure.
Well, I'd
between.
have to see how it plays out, but it sounds extremely random.
Yeah, so
So
we'll just
we'll
go
see what
slowly
happens.
once we start actually drawing cards then. And it should all become very clear.
Okay, so we got our traits.
Yay!
We got our traits. We've done our balance part, which is adding the different anima to your personal balances. And at this point, we'd establish who you were, where you came from. Though I think some of you...
I need you to stop. Sorry, I apologize. I need you to stop right there. You said
Yep.
adding the anima to my personal balances. What does that mean?
Okay, on your character sheets under attributes, we have elements.
Yes.
Yes, that is... Elements are also called anima. I wish they'd stick to
there
one
is
language
an
in this
element
game.
labeled anima.
That is pure anima. That is an element you can use for any element.
Okay. Gotcha. And okay, but all I did was raise my maxes. My values are still blank.
Your values will start at your maxes at the start of the session.
Oh, we
Excellent.
should put the. Okay, I didn't do that either.
There
Fair
we go.
enough.
Okay.
Good.
All right, so we've done that. Now I guess we do gear at some point.
There is no set gear, as it were. You would start with whatever your background and whatever concept made sense for you to have at that moment. So now we're moving to background. What did your character do before the Great Cataclysm, or what have they been doing? It's assumed that you're just recently waking up or have been summoned to deal with this situation. So you could be a new Eidolon, you could be one that's been trapped for thousands of years as the world is collapsing. You could have been a mortal who's been elevated and brought forth to fix this. What did you do? What was your profession, basically?
It's all in the name, baby. The Watcher of Worlds. I watched worlds. I'm the Watcher.
Well, clearly I have to be the jealous instigator of conflicts. Look, they have so much better stuff than you do. As a unstable, insecure, furtive personality.
I'm sticking with the comics theme. I was effectively the Suicide Squad during the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
However, there wasn't a squad. There was just me.
Fair.
All the craziness, one package.
Yeah, if there was something that needed to be taken out and no one else wanted to do it, they sent me in.
Fair.
Oh. Well, I was going more with like the idea that I'm an abstract concept personified, so I didn't really have a anything in this. But I guess there was a cataclysm and there was a war and a bunch of people fought.
You
Could be brand new, I think.
Yeah.
Are you going with one of those, like, living shade of the color blue?
No, I'm thinking you guys put regretful on my list here. So I think I need to have regrets. So I'm going to have to, I'm guessing I participated in many battles, but slaughter has brought no glory to me. For those you cut down, new ones rise up and is denied opportunity. So now I just wander around. You sure we just get to pick our gear? Because like the sample characters started with gear.
Did they?
Yeah.
What page were they on?
There's not just the game. There's also the sample character pack, and they've got stuff like a heart that gives you +1 anima. Unbreakable weapons.
These are all things you could find in the world as you're going. There's nothing in character creation about starting with items.
Guess you don't start with anything. Okay. They started the sample characters with stuff.
That's interesting.
Maybe we'll find it down the list at some point.
Okay, well, I guess we don't start with anything.
Oh, quote, the players may agree they wish to begin the game with specific gear, wonders, or relics. In this case, they should create things at hand via the gear generator or integrate them to their backstory. That is on page 34 in background, just one of the paragraphs.
I don't see where we would put items down, because items has our traits in it.
Unfortunately, I'm working with what we got. We could always put them in there. Like, hopefully you
put them in
can
the
keep
description. It doesn't bother me.
That works too.
Okay, well, I definitely have to start with a sword.
Yeah, done.
Cool.
I'm going to rule that I don't have equipment.
Also sounds good.
You are indestructible.
Despite the
am
fact
my
that despite the fact y'all gave me an extra pocket for some reason, I don't feel like the Watcher needs anything.
You can have a spyglass. Binoculars.
Monocle.
Tom
The
Clancy
pocket-
night vision goggles with 3 lights on them.
The pocket is in my upper cheek, so that I just pull the monocle up.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's canon now.
Yeah.
All right, and then after that comes the creed. Eidolons are basically living embodiments of certain facets. So you'd pick 3 creeds, 3 things that your character believes in to the point that it manifests them as an Eidolon. This can be anything as long as it does not destroy reality, because all Eidolons have a feel to restore reality as it's fallen.
Right, we
But
want to play the game.
Yeah. But on page 36 in the physical book, there is a list of sample creeds, but you're definitely not limited to that. And there's a lot that conflict with each other. Like there is an absolute evil and an absolute good, and the one right above it, which is there is no moral absolutes.
I had already gone through these and picked a bunch of the sample ones. So
All
I've got no one is more important than me. I've got my vision of the world is the best one, and it is not the place of others to question me.
All right.
Okay.
Me and my extra pockets, you fucking people.
I do like the no moral absolute, so that one's a keeper for me, I think.
Right.
Let's see.
So yeah, you'll need 3 creeds, and you'll put them in the order of importance to your character.
Ta-da.
So I also read them out in order of importance too, if that matters.
Excellent.
Well, my most important one is the world must be made right at any cost. Because we ain't stopping till it's there. Can't stop, won't stop, baby.
Fair enough.
Insert some Power Man 5000 song.
What's a good third creed here for someone trying to be all conspiratorial? There you go. I think I've chosen out 3. There are no moral absolutes. I don't care. Knowledge is the most valuable commodity because I want it. And let nobody have the full picture, but give them conflicting pieces if you must.
All right, add it to the sheet.
There we go. Done.
All right, I have the world must be made right at any cost. The weak must be forced to improve. And great victories must be celebrated and analyzed for flaws.
Sounds good. So, harm in this game, the big thing Eidolons have beyond their acting and personality traits evolving them is they are really hard to kill. If you're injured by mundane means and there's no big emotion behind the person trying to cause the injury, it's a superficial wound. So, you get your hand shot off, you can't use your hand till you recover it, but it's not going to cause a whole lot of harm. It's a superficial wound. Deep wounds are when something with high technology, something empowered by anima, or the person attempting to do this is doing this for a very emotional reason. It can cause a deep wound to you, which can cause some lasting damage. It can affect your abilities, so on. The worst of this, beyond that, is called a heart wound. When that happens, it's a combination of the two above from a deep wound happening. So some powerful weapon, something imbued by the ether, wielded by someone emotional, can cause heart wounds, which affect your inner core of what you are. It can change your personality traits, can change your abilities, and can leave you at a point that 2 of these in a row could kill you.
Noted.
Right. Don't let anyone challenge the core of your being more than once.
Yeah, Yeah, so just
Now,
to go ahead.
with that, because of the amount of things that don't hurt me,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean that a lot of those wounds would be less severe on me,
It means they
or would
simply
be
won't
less
wound
likely
you.
to affect?
Like you're immune to anything made of steel. So even if a champion is enraged with you and strikes you with a steel sword, it doesn't hurt you.
Okay. Cool.
You're immune to all metals. You said at one point, right?
So, gunfire, steel, piercing, bludgeoning, slashing, any mundane damage
Mm-hmm.
doesn't affect me. Anima or magic does. And I do
Yep.
have one spot on my body which is weak, which is going to be right here.
All right.
The Highlander spot, as they call it.
So now that I have the wounds thing up and I've explained what the different ones are and how they're caused, superficial wounds, what happens is we draw from the balance deck. And if it's an element that one of your traits are associated with, you pick that trait and it is disabled till you recover it. You can recover it anytime with a full night's rest or by spending an anima, which is one of your element energies. Deep wounds, when they happen, one of your anima is lost until it's recovered. So one of your elements off your wheel are lost. If you're at 0, you can no longer draw for that element. So if it's one of the ones you have 1 in, you can't take... Say you had 1 in fire and you lost it, you can no longer take fire actions. You recover this after sleeping for a night and a day. Heart wounds, when they happen, you're going to draw from the deck. It's going to change one of your traits drastically. They do not heal, but if you suffer 2 of them within the same scene, you are destroyed. Basically, it changes one of your traits drastically. One of your personality traits and abilities.
All right, sounds good.
Right, and when you suffer a heart wound or a deep wound, you suffer a superficial wound as well. So they usually disable one of your traits until you heal the superficial wound.
Makes sense.
Right, I know it's a lot to take in, and it sounds like a lot, and some of the language changes throughout the book as we're going through, but what we're going to do now is a little exercise building a world from scratch.
Oh boy.
So, how we're going to do this journal thing should... Gotta get permissions.
Oh, that's
Hey.
annoying.
What's that?
My description's blank.
What?
Oh, did it
I just
delete
spent all this
everything?
time typing my description and it deleted the whole thing.
Did you save it, or can you hit Control Z?
I
Oh, there is a save button.
did
Oh
neither
gosh.
of those.
Yeah, I hit the save button.
There
There's
is
no
a
save button.
small arrow
It's on
that
the
points
top
down towards
bar.
the bar on the far right at the options menu, the interface.
Yeah, the bar
Are-
right above the box that you're typing into. If you mouse up on top of it, it appears all your
Oh, there we
editing
go.
options.
That's
Yeah.
weird because it was. Why is it empty?
I have all yours here. Oh, it just disappeared. If you close your
Yeah,
character
see?
sheet, I can reverse it.
I even didn't hit save. I hit close, so it wouldn't save it, and now it's all blank. It's all gone.
Be right back while this is sorted
Close,
out.
there it is.
close your
Back.
sheet. Close your sheet and open it up and tell me if it's still gone.
All right. Okay, now it's still there. That was weird.
Yeah, I just made it go back. It hadn't caught up to me, so I copied all the text and edited it, so it should be
Okay.
there.
That was weird.
Yep.
Okay,
So
now
all
I was hitting the pop out button so I could get these into the window because everything's overlapping everything else.
Fair. So, the unstoppable force. Did you put your creed in or no?
I believe So,
Okay, it just hasn't caught up for me then.
I thought I saved it, but it says it's not in there.
All right.
I can retype it.
Okay. So once we get that and people get back, we will start building this realm.
I'm back.
All right. So here we are.
I'm good to go.
Let's go.
So we're going to do this as an example of a cornerstone in a realm that the characters found. It's a special cornerstone that allows them to invest their own energies into this.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're going to do is we're going to draw the random traits, and then people can spend their anima to change it.
Okay.
So, in the book, starting on page 57, in the physical book, we are going to start there. What's going to happen is I'm going to draw from the deck. If anyone disagrees with the type of terrain this realm is going to be made out of, you can spend from your anima pool, bringing the value down. Just tell me. Now, you can spend over each other if you guys disagree with what kind of realm you're going to make. But as you spend it, it's going to invest into the balance below.
Okay, so let's go over it one at a time.
All right. So we're going to start with go over what one at a time.
Oh, just the steps. I mean, let's go.
Okay. So we're going to start with qualities. In the book, terrain comes up first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to draw a card. We have water. That will give this dimension basically a forested area. Do people want to change that?
I'm fine.
What page are we looking at?
56 and 57 in the physical book.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
So other options could be desert, plains, mountains, seaside, caverns, or swamp.
I'm tempted to throw in one stone to add cavern.
I'm glad you said that. That's what I was thinking too.
If that's the case, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Let's go for
All
it.
right. I have no opposition to this, I think.
All right. Caverns. So that's our first trait. We'll go down to the next page for the next trait. What technology works in this realm?
Ooh.
Electricity, which will give us...
Neotech, space-age technology and information-driven powered by sound and repeatable logic.
Anyone want to change that?
That sounds good to me. Eotech?
Neotech and a bunch of caves.
Oh, Neotech. Okay. It's the new technology. It's better than old technology.
So,
What would be required to change it?
The element you want to change it to.
Yeah, so I
Okay.
spent one stone to get to.
So I would have to have.
Cavern.
Yeah, I would have to have the element.
Well, we have
Well,
one of each one.
Right. Hold on. Let me just quick read. Make sure I'm not.
Absolutely.
So while he's reading, does that mean that it will now be water and cavern?
No, the technology will be Neotech.
No,
And
not the technology. I mean the.
The terrain is
the
set
land.
to caverns.
Got it. Okay.
So this is like an underground society.
Wonderful.
commonly wonders produced commonly classified such as tools are flight, teleportation, and protection. We can have functions.
That's Neotech, right?
Yeah, that's Neotech.
Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. That's exactly what I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
Right, basically sci-fi technology, Star Trek style.
I was just
level.
trying to see if which one was more advanced, Neotech or electronics. And Neotech is obviously.
Yeah.
I guess electronic is more like modern era. Electricity is almost certainly postmodern.
Yeah, so we have stone for government type. So this will be a kingdom.
I may have something to say about that, but I'm going to figure out what I want to say about it.
Actually, I would have something to say about that as well.
Fair.
Anybody else have anything to say before we actually say something?
I don't know. I have to see what you say before I say something.
Yes, I would like to see a terrifying tyranny.
Do you have a darkness to spend?
I sure do. Going down by
All
one.
right.
Now, what happens again if two of us are going to compete on this?
You can spend over him.
Do you have more?
See. Hold on, I gotta see. I gotta double check what the. I'm looking at that, and do I
Because
have
depending
more?
on what you spend on, I might spend on something.
Oh crap! Did I close my window?
What we're going to do is if you can
Yeah, but I-
overspend, so put more traits in than they can, yours will win. If you're tying with them, then we're going to roll off by drawing and
That's
see whose
fair.
element is closer.
Okay, you know what? All I can do is tie, but I'm willing to go to a tie.
Let's do
And
a
what element are you
tiebreaker.
spending?
Electric. I would like to see a technocracy.
All right.
That's great because I'm going to make a 3-way tie with fire for
Wow.
a plutocracy.
When we do this, we reduce the to minimum, the minimum to 0, or the
The
maximum.
value. The
Value
value.
0.
All right, but we have
Yeah.
a...
Fire,
we
darkness, and electricity going at each other.
All right. Fire.
abstain.
What was that?
I said I abstain. Let you guys fight it out.
Perfectly fine. Good idea.
See, my problem
Yeah.
is that we're getting so close to the thing I dreamed of making that I've got to now put some investment in.
Do
Totally
you guys want me
understandable.
to draw, or do you want to draw from the
You
deck?
go ahead and do the drawing. Let's get some drum rolls in.
All right.
And air.
Air. What is air closest to? Darkness and fire. All right. Do you guys want to spend an anima, or do we want a combination?
I'm fine with the
That'll
combo.
give us,
Let's
That'll
combo
give
it.
us- that'll
Combo,
give us a
combo.
plutocracy of tyranny.
Plutocracy of tyranny.
You're welcome,
A bunch
everybody.
of barons and
Of
guild
course, right?
masters
The
with
king
a...
owns all the land, right?
No, plutocracy is governing by the rich.
Yeah.
So multiple rich people
Oh god, we're in
run this
capitalism. No.
tyrannical space.
What have we done?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying the example is either by virtue of owning all the land in the realm. So I was just using that.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
so-
yeah.
So money controls this, and the rich are powerful, and anyone who isn't rich is not. So we're in Dustfall all over again.
Yeah.
Underground. All right, wildlife traits. Let's see what the wildlife is like in this world. Anima. So the group decides. Or I can draw again.
Okay, do we have an idea of what we would like? There's dire, exotic, epic, natural, unnatural, organized, and aberrant.
Well, you want
I
to
My
be
would,
all,
vote's epic.
yeah, you
I would
want to
lean
be
toward
paranoid.
aberrant.
So you want it to be all unnatural, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unnatural would be my desire, I suppose.
Yeah. So I would second that.
That's the only one with 2 votes. So there
It's
you
the
go.
only one with 2 votes.
All right.
Yes.
Anyone want to spend any elements to change that, or?
Unfortunately, I've drained myself of the only thing I would.
Yeah, given that this came of anima and we got to vote on it, I think we're probably fine not spending resources, right?
Because I can't add to it with resources, it would just change it, correct?
Yes.
Undead, ghost, elementals, and the like.
Okay. If I could add to it, I would spend it. But if I can't add to it, if it's just overtaking, I'm not going to spend any.
Well, if someone was to spend a darkness and whatever element you're looking at, we could definitely mix it if people want.
Because I think epic unnatural would be cool.
What a horrible place you're making.
They have future tech, they can handle it.
Exactly. So I'm willing to spend a stone if someone is willing to spend a darkness to just pump up this unnaturalness.
You know what? I'll go ahead and spend my second darkness on this. I think this is a great idea. Everyone will hate it. Let's do it.
Stone and darkness spent.
So,
Alright.
ghosts, elementals, undead, dragons, and plague upon the land.
Alright, now we're up to the culture.
Thunderbirds, krakens.
Ether. So there is something really screwed up about this culture, and it is, in general, militant. Now, since Ether was drawn, no one can spend any anima on this.
Ooh.
Okay.
I mean, it is a tyranny, right? So
A
Yeah.
highly militant, highly advanced culture living in the center of the earth in a bunch of caves, surrounded by terrifying, horrible monsters of immense size.
Well, something
I
horrible.
mean, I
obviously.
for one, can't wait for that time traveler to meet us.
Yeah, basically.
Oh dear.
All right, so we're still going.
Society traits now, right?
Yep, darkness.
Underworld, yes.
So this society is that pushes the society forward is the underworld. Vast criminal networks, rife with conspiracy and decadence. People of the society create niches for themselves in a dog-eat-dog world where trust is rare and precious.
Anyone want to lighten it
I
up, or are we going with it?
I would like to change it.
Okay, what you gonna go
Well,
I'd
with?
like to
it's
throw
like-
a light. I'd like to throw a light out there and change it to wondrous.
All right, anyone else want to oppose that? Wonder Society are built their civilizations around natural and man-made wonders. Often the city themselves have wonders of architect, design, beauty, and a deep artistic or religious significance.
That sounds pretty neat.
You read my mind. I was considering doing the same thing.
I
Yeah, I'm
still
down
have a
with that.
vision. My vision might not have been of a tenurical military wonderland, but I'm still working.
All right, now the creed. What their religions are like. Light. Theological.
Oh,
Hey.
hell no.
So I divide into a science.
I said, oh, hell no.
No, before that, what did you describe the religions?
Yes.
Theological civilizations have made the study of divine into a science. Miracles are often repeatable and observed phenomena, and the gods may walk among men and teach them directly.
Hold on, what do I have here?
What word are you using to describe that?
I may be pronouncing it wrong, but I'll put it in the chat.
Is it Enochian?
Theological.
Okay.
These are the creed traits, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, okay. If that's a
See, my problem is
Interesting
I
word.
really want to go in on rational, but I have no electricity.
yeah, that's an interesting word to use for gods walk among us. But okay.
I'm going to spend one water.
To
I
change
will
it to
spend a-
shamanistic. Oh,
Yep.
go
I
ahead.
will spend a light to make it weird. We'll
You
combine
know what?
it.
I'm gonna throw in a fire.
So we got fire, light,
God Kings, teleological, and shamanic all combined.
water. No, we're gonna draw on that.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
that might be fair.
I just
that-
think that if we have a military dictatorship, that maybe he should just be God.
Okay, so
Right,
we have
let-
water, light, and fire
Yeah, and I'm gonna draw.
currently in the mix.
Unless someone wants to throw more in before I draw, let me know.
Go ahead. I gotta see this.
Oh, the deck is empty.
Ooh, yeah, time to
I guess
refill.
we're done.
Reset. Light.
All
So we
right.
had-
I tried.
So that's closest to what?
Light.
Light.
Well, no,
So-
I thought we did what we did before. We
Oh,
went
that'd be
the
closest to fire
thing.
then.
Well,
Okay.
what if somebody threw in light?
Someone threw in light.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. I thought one of you
Okay.
did. Because we had light before. Why would you throw in light? We were already light.
To make sure it's light,
Oh, well, what? Okay.
I guess. I made it
threw in
weird.
light?
He countered through so that he keeps it the same.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand.
And then
that's
we
what
had
happened.
a third, and then you became the third wheel, and we had to roll. So now we're just light.
Got it.
Yeah,
All
mixing those three would be an odd thing to figure out mentally.
We have science god kings. All right, so what a weird realm we have here.
We're not done yet.
Oh, we sure aren't.
All right, so now you'll notice there's an elemental balance below with two corresponding principles. This is the natural feel of the place. Based on the anima you've already spent, it has affected the balance a little bit, but each of you are going to be given 5 points to move the balance towards the right side. And you can choose where you spend that. So this can be any of the elements or the pure anima or ether. Now, pure anima is how much power the realm has to face things like eidolons or other realms. So, a realm that's full of pure anima will have a lot of resources you can use, but also people who can oppose you very easily. Ether is the amount of corruption that has leaked into the place. So, we have one ether because we had one ether draw during this. So, there is elements of the ether that have invaded the smallest parts of this society.
Their science is starting to threaten us. Throw them back into the Dark Ages.
But yeah, with that in mind, you're each going to be given a number of points. I'm just doing some quick math.
Yeah.
Yeah, each of you are going to be given 5 points because there's 4 players to move these balances how you want.
I
Okay.
say we do it one at a time. We go around in a circle.
Makes sense.
1 point at a time, or just one person throws in 5 points? Okay,
One point at a time.
got it.
All right, so I'll just go on the list of the players here. Griffin, you're at the top.
Okay. Corruption.
More corruption?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're closer to corruption over honor. These people don't honor what they say. Who's next? Going down, it will be Justin.
That would be me. I'm going to put one on fire, so militarism.
So we're shifting closer to a military society. Going down, Raph.
Oh, I'm going to go to conservation. They're a decadent society that hates change.
What element is that? Oh, there we are, water.
Water.
So they're going to move towards conservation?
Yeah.
All right. Theta.
Air. It was closer to multiculturalism.
Nice. All right, so that's round 1. Going back to the top. Griffin.
Alright, I'm gonna put one into light. I want them to be better educated.
I'll put one into pure anima.
All right, so these people are more powerful.
Ooh.
Raph.
More corruption.
Yeah!
All right.
They have conservation, but
Theta.
they also have corruption because they suck.
Another air. We're gonna be inclusive as fuck.
I know where I'm putting the rest of mine because of that corruption score.
Well, back to the top. Griffin.
I'm gonna do another light.
All right.
Stone.
All right. Raph.
More corruption.
Oh, wow.
We are one away from full
Theta.
corruption, I believe.
Air again.
All right. That's 3 points for everyone. Go back to the top. Griffin.
I'll put a point in fire. So that's my 4th one.
All right. Going down. Justin.
Stone.
Raph.
You say it.
Oh, we're so close to full corruption, aren't we?
Oh, we
We
sure
are.
are.
But I have to pick. Screw it. Let's go full corruption.
Full corruption.
Hate these people.
Theta.
Air.
All right. So we have one more go around, and this is where we are. Saved, opened. So back to the top, Griffin.
Let's go with one more electricity to round it out.
All
We're
right.
not completely stagnant.
All right. So they're only as stagnant as, like the 40k human Empyrean.
Yeah,
Maybe they got as far as you can get.
Occasionally they find like an old floppy disk with something they liked on it.
Justin.
Okay. I was going to go with electricity just because we were completely stagnant. But you put that in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to do stone one more time.
Yes.
All right. So closer
Tradition.
to tradition.
A tradition of corruption.
Well, the old ways are falling apart. people have forgotten that we
No,
are
no,
supposed to.
they're following the old ways, but the old ways are to fuck each other over.
Well, there's only so much conservation you can have here in the bowels of the neo-tech tyranny.
I couldn't be more proud of them, honestly.
Raph,
You're
what do
not
you
proud
want
of
to add?
anything.
I think that was the rest of you, Rav. I think you have one more. Was that it?
You have
Do I
one
have
more.
more to pick?
You have
Yeah.
one more.
We're already at full corruption.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Then I would have to go for stone because I want them to be stagnant. So more.
All right.
Yes.
And Theta, one last point.
That's the first. It's always there.
All right. That makes it
Getting
simple.
them there.
So we have our balances set. So they are balanced slightly more militaristic than pacifism when dealing with things.
Mm-hmm.
They are caught between superstitious and educated. They are more stagnant than innovative. They are more about exploiting the environment than trying to conserve things. They're steeped in tradition. They are entirely corrupt. And they are neither xenophobic nor encouraging of others. You make your way on your own merits.
They're actually a little tipped towards multiculturalism. They're just kind of fine with other people, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not going to judge you based on that.
They got a number of other reasons to judge you.
That's right. They have pure anima of 2, so there are some resources here that Eidolons can make use of, but there's also enough that the average citizen could potentially be wielding something dangerous. There's just a touch of ether here, so the never-ending hunger has corrupted something in some small corner of this super corrupt society. Someone's willing to sell out to the ultimate end.
Well, maybe I'm regretting having an entire philosophy based on corruption. Who am I kidding? I don't feel anything.
So with that, let me just find the last part of the generator. I don't know this book inside and out like we had gotten with Wicked Ones, so just a moment, guys.
We're on 65
We,
now.
we made a wonderful place.
I think it only needs a name.
A name is very important.
Well, hypogeum is the first one that comes to mind.
Oh, you too?
I guess we think alike.
All right. I mean, that's a pretty solid recommendation. Let's go for it.
Yeah, so once we send me the way that's written, I will change it to reflect that.
I'm just impressed that we have a deep ingrained tradition of corruption.
Hypogean. I went with Hypogian.
Yes. Well,
Cool.
hypogeum is a dictionary word. It means underground city.
Hey, there you go. They just said like, yeah, this is our underground city.
Not sure what Theta was thinking of, and I'm guessing Theta as a reference.
No.
Or was just teasing you.
I mean, no, yeah, if I was gonna... No, my name would be completely different. I just
Okay.
wouldn't have gone so on the nose as what I was thinking, so anything else would have been a perfect suggestion.
It's a location in Bloodborne. I was impressed. It's like, hey, we're at the hypogeum, and it actually is an underground city.
See, I was thinking of The Way, which is a super advanced technological location located just outside of reality at the back end of an asteroid.
Oh, who's
Greg Bear from the book Eon.
Okay.
We've destroyed the Earth, and we took all of the surface of the Earth, put it inside of an asteroid, turned it into a starship, launched it to the next star. But during the trip, they create an infinite space on the back of the asteroid that connects to other universes.
Well, that's handy.
Yeah, so you have these people who've messed with the folds of the space that they've created to open up wells to other worlds to investigate, all on their little asteroid trip. They've abandoned the asteroid, so now it's all The Way, and they're super advanced. They're the ones that I always reference that they've half of them have given up their human forms. You can just be whatever form you want, or you can live in the giant database of they call them ghosts. But you upload your brain and you just live in the computer.
Just live in the Matrix. Sounds great.
Yeah, because the city can't handle all of the actual living people that actually exist. So most people are just ghosts in the city's computer.
Hmm.
So that was what I was actually envisioning, because it's like, oh, we're visiting other worlds, other realms. Let's just open up a well, and we'll go there that way.
Honestly,
All
not
right.
that far off, though. These guys probably just have straight up a Stargate or something.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that far off.
Fair. So I finally found the section I was looking for. It's going to be developments and results. So what we do is we go in a round table. Someone declares a development, the next person declares a result, and the next development. But the first 3 developments are guided. So first, whoever wants to go first, it's going to declare a region of the realm that was discovered. So this is when we're done this is going to affect the entire history of this. Note we've already affected where it is now, so that we have to end with this society. So the first development is a region within these caverns that's discovered that's important. This could be important because of resources. This could be important because of cultural significance. This could be. I'm not going to worry too much about that for this exercise, Theta. But this is just an example of how to build realms for this one. But yes, those will come up during the game.
Um, Theta, why don't you go
Well,
first, actually?
yeah.
I don't think
Well,
you've
you
had
said
a...
it was guided.
Oh, yeah, guided. Oh, so we're deciding together then, I guess.
Well, it can
Well,
be
I assume
together
that guided
or.
meant that there was some pretext already given that we just decided on.
Okay.
Well, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options for developments. The first development, though, has to be a discovered region. That's the guided part.
Okay.
Is this a page in the book?
Yeah, if we go to page 208 in the book,
Oh,
that
yeah,
may help
that's...
us out a bit so you can all see where I'm referencing.
Yeah, way in the back. Let's go find it.
Yeah, it took me a while to find it.
Alright, so group realm generation.
Oh, yeah, because I was like on page 50 something where it was going step by step.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it jumped down to here.
I was trying to keep up with you, but then you jumped to this, and I was like, I don't know where he's at anymore. Which tick mark are we on?
We did technology, cultural, organization, natural law. Oh, yeah, we're on the
I
development.
see where it is.
Right, in one
Yeah, a
development
region
for
of the realm is discovered. Describe the region briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I thought each of these tick marks was something we'd already done. Okay. I don't know what.
No. Each of the tick marks are the options for developments, basically. And then the results from that can affect the society, or it could affect something like an Eidolon was born, or a monster was born. Something that doesn't necessarily have to coincide with the development, but something that, well, it's tied.
I think you hit on something that probably we should roll with. We have epic unnatural wildlife. Let's find a monster. Let's give
Well,
ourselves
that'll
a
be
nice
a result.
centerpiece.
But we
Yeah,
need
is
to
that
develop-
a region, right? We're on the region one?
Oh, right, region.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, region of the realm was discovered. Describe the region briefly.
What's a cool cave place?
What about a large cave network filled with glowing? I don't mean to follow the glowing blue ore thing, but I'm sorry, I'm still in the way, and the
No, go
way
for
had
it. Do it.
a long complex of just glowing, floating crystals in midair.
Floaty, glowy crystal caverns.
It would be
Right, and
cool
then
if they changed color depending on who walked through.
You know what'd be even cooler? If they changed color for no apparent reason.
Oh.
It's a mystery.
It's okay. Everyone's corrupt. They say they change for a reason just to confuse people.
Sounds
Yes.
good to me.
I've also got some mood rings to sell you.
So with that, we would now someone else would pick the result of that has come from that. So it could be an Eidolon was created, a monster or creature was born because of this discovery, a place of wonder was built, a customer holiday. Well, we don't have a society yet. A historic event, a trade good or treasure, or legend or folklore.
So
I'm gonna do a historic event.
Ooh.
Because of the exploitation of this place, the sky fell.
This is why everyone's underground now.
Yes, literally the sky fell.
And that's why we call it Bond Day.
Done. So, because you did that result, Justin, you do the next development, and their first 3 developments are sections. So you're going to decide the first Nassian race that was born there. So these are mortals. These
Mortals?
are the thinking base race of this realm. This can,
All right.
but this could be as varied as humans to elves to slender, battery-wired people to ghosts to artificial races that eat the dead. What Nassian tribe developed?
So, they were human once.
Yeah.
However, they now they're about 2 feet shorter than the average human because they live in caves. And
They would be like bent over and scurvy and blind.
and the only way that they can get sustenance is by taking it from other people. Medical conditions are not that much of a thing. However, light is bright lights are a problem.
Ooh, I know. It was they were like a Morlock slave race, and they were originally generated to only be able to survive on a special food paste that was developed so they could be cheaply produced, so they could be a permanent underclass. But then they mutated and evolved to where they can suck proteins out of anybody.
And Justin, what's the name of this race?
Traditionally Morlocks, but
The Vindar.
Vindar? Okay.
Done. Now, who wants to come up with the result of that? Theta and Justin have gone, so...
The result of what?
Well, every development leads to a result of something because of this. So with this race emerging, if you look over the results side, one of those things happened.
Oh.
So an Eidolon could have been born, a creature or monster could have been born that exists in there, a place of wonder could have been built, a customer holiday instituted, a historical event, a trade good or treasure has been created for the society, a legend or folklore.
Oh, well, so this underclass I mean, my suggestion would be that the underclass that had turned into the protein sucking, obviously they tried to rise up. So, of course, the rich plutocracy, being corrupt and dishonorable, sealed those chambers off and said, nope, we're not going anywhere. We're not going in there anymore. From now on, robots. Robots are much better. You just plug them in and they work a lot better. And it's like, well, what about all the people that we've doomed? We sealed them off.
The Nassian race is the main race of one of the main races of the realm. Are you saying that they're being sealed off in the darkness?
Are being sealed off.
So, might I suggest then either historic event or place of wonder, where place of wonder is the hidden rebel city?
What are the Vindar then?
The Vindar are the main race in this realm.
Oh, well then what are the people who cannibalize other?
The Vindar.
The Vindar.
Oh, you mean, holy crap, you mean the aristocrats are also the blood-sucking people?
That's up to you. If you make some kind of event where these superior beings are sealed off in a special place, I'm good with that too.
I mean, yeah, we don't want them around. They're going to eat us.
Are you saying the aristocrats are vampires?
Techno-vampires.
Oh, maybe I'm
Oh,
misunderstanding.
yes. I think we go with that.
I think I'm misunderstanding, but hey.
Okay, so the Vindar are the primary race of this realm.
Yeah, they're the once human, shorter than humans, get sustenance from each other. Medical conditions aren't a problem, but have hate for bright lights. We used to have a special food paste and once an underclass. Am I right there?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you could have it be that the upper class separated themselves by making them techno-vampires versus regular vampires.
Sure.
All right.
Something I've done in plenty of World of
No.
Darkness games.
Techno vampires that rule from the shadows.
Well, from their fancy houses, they don't let us in.
There.
There you go. Every now and then, someone gets called in for an 8 a.m. early morning meeting with only one person showing up, but they never return.
All right. So with that, Raph, that was your suggestion for results. So you do the next development, which is the last set one, which is establish a settlement there. So a settlement is founded. Describe the settlement and its importance. So
Well,
where
when
do
you
they
say there,
settle?
where do you mean? Because we sealed off an entire section of the world.
What's the
So
important city of this entire realm?
Yeah, where do the Vindar live and what is their city like?
Oh, okay. Well, obviously we live in wondrous neotech caves. So, I guess naturally that there is a large neo-baroque palace filled with arcades to support the roofs that are artificially strengthened by their engineering science. And although many people would think they live in splendor, it's like everything here is hundreds of years old and decadent and starting to fall apart, and they can't find replacement parts because people keep selling off all the important stuff.
Nice. So this settlement has been established. So the only person not to go so far is Griffin.
Yep.
What did this result in?
Alright, so they live in basically big casino palaces, and that's our settlement, right? Did I get that right?
I think that sounds right. It's like a giant indoor building.
Wonderful. So, we need monsters. So, we're gonna go with, all of this greed, corruption, and, extravagant wealth has formed into essentially a money monster made out of raw, valuable metals. And for funsies, it's probably shaped like a dragon. It doesn't grow necessarily just by material wealth, but of course by the greed of the occupants around it.
Interesting. And with that, you're the first one to do a non-directed development. So looking at the list, what development happened with this culture in this realm?
Right. So there's natural laws where I could redefine all of physics. There's organizations and governments. There's culture where I could describe that they do something. Technology where they discover something. Or I could make another species, another settlement, or another region.
Yes.
So we've established that these the current race was an underclass of another one at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So we need a superior race that they broke free from then.
That is now the underclass.
That is now the underclass. So who held the reins first? We have unnatural and epic. What can I envision? I'm thinking.
Yep. To help us out, gods walk among mortals here, and blessings are possible. It's a military culture. The society is wondrous, so there are many marvels of architecture from this past. It's neotech, so sci-fi science.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a good point. Robots. We don't have any robots yet.
Robots. What is okay? So I will start doing the descriptions.
So let's see, what are they
robotic.
like?
Yeah.
Let's go with Node out of Stellaris. These are robots intended to be the keepers and preservationists of the race that has escaped them.
Oh.
All right, what do they look like? Are they humanoid robots? Do we got like giant spider mechanical things working around? Are they snakes that spread out with tentacles when they need to do something?
Uh, Given that they were taking care of creatures like themselves, they probably look as the humans once did, so they are highly humanoid, but with variable limbs and tools.
The solution for their problems is right there. But they just don't accept it.
They're already trapped. Is there any more I need to describe for them, do you think?
Just a name. What is this race called?
Honestly, the simpler the better. They are just the caretakers.
All right. This is quite the realm we're building.
Oh gosh, it sure is.
All right. So with that, do people mind if I have a turn at that?
Oh,
At this?
absolutely, please.
No, go for it.
What's the result?
That's a good question. So the result. What options do I have?
There's another
So with-
Eidolon here. Monsters, wonder, holidays, events, trade goods and treasures, or folktales.
All right. So I am going to say that because of these caretakers, there is a trade good and treasure, which is God. There's so many crystals in this game. I don't want to use that. There's a blue oil that is used as sustenance for the caretakers and a lot of neotech technology. So it's a power source.
Ah, our Omnigel.
Yeah. And for development, I'm going to go with a technology in geoscanning or geomanipulation,
That makes perfect sense.
dealing with Earth and such. So with that, we've come around. So anyone who has a result based off that and new development, who wants to go? We'll do one more round, and that will establish the history of this realm.
Can
I
any
will
of them
gladly
be,
jump in.
What's that?
Well, I'll say my idea, and then if you think that yours is more fitting, I'm perfectly fine with if we go with either or for me or Theta.
Well, I thought we all got one more, didn't we?
Yes.
Right, but
I'll
first
go
you have
get
to
one
determine the result of this.
Yeah,
one.
so I was just going to ask, can you double up on a column, or is just anything goes now?
Oh, it's anything goes
Well,
now, I think, right?
It basically you say a result, and then you pick your new development. The next person picks the result for that, but
Got
you
it.
don't have to. You're not limited to the first three.
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Jeff.
So, the result of this technology
Mhm.
was a holiday. It lasts 1 week, and it's an excuse for forced labor of discovering resources and giving them to the wealthy.
All a scam. It's a scam all the way down.
It is known as the Great Development. All must partake if you are able to walk.
There. Man, this is one awful
Festivity
society,
is
but
mandatory.
amazing. So, with that, Justin, you got a development as well.
Absolutely. Oh, this one's going to be easy. This is going to be this is going to be of a cultural nature. It is
All right. That one, yeah. Cultural innovation, you mean?
yes, 100% cultural innovation.
All right.
They have specific mandates on how often you must procreate because they need to keep producing people to allow people to survive.
And eat.
Exactly.
So there are large and intricate laws about making sure the population stays stable.
All right. So that's Justin's second one. Does anyone have a result or wow, a result or
Well, this is a
Just a
result.
result.
What is the result
Yeah.
of fuck day?
An
Oh
Eidolon.
no, that's not a day. That's
And-
not a day.
What's the result of fuck week?
It's like mandated. Like you have to do this within this amount of time.
Yeah.
I got
So
one
yeah,
then.
fuck day.
Eidolon. There's
All right,
another
so-
Eidolon who hangs out here.
So there is an Eidolon born because of this development.
Yes.
So,
A
God.
complement between law and society and family, obviously. Family in heavy quotations.
and
Yes.
family. And what is this Eidolon's name? We'll develop them later,
Oh.
but
Quiverful is his name.
Okay, yes.
I missed that.
Quiverful.
All right. And what's the next development from this society?
Oh boy,
The
now I get
monsters that we have made are the friends we have learned along the way.
Exactly. Ooh, you know what? There's so many good, fun things we could be doing here. Let's see. How does this world work differently? I think we need something fun and weird.
I hate fun. You know that.
So what's fun and weird about this cavern world where the sky fell? Gravity is literally where the floor is. If you can touch a surface, you have gravity to it. Be careful not to get stuck in the middle of a cavern, because you will have no inertia and be stuck there for a bit.
So
Nice.
wait, so did you just make this an MC Escher cavern where people are walking on the walls and the ceiling?
Yes!
I'll be over here.
Welcome to the MC Escher Casino. You may never leave, but you're also giving and getting money at the same time now.
Well, I can't actually get out because the stairway never ends.
Yes. Always past the next slot machine. Or is it the same one? We don't know anymore.
Oh,
And then someone needs to choose the result for that, which I believe is Theta or Rafferty, or back to Oni, actually.
yeah. Do either you have an idea for the result?
Yeah, maybe a trade good, like we call them normal boots, that let you just walk around like a normal goddamn person.
Well, you don't want to just, like, invent the sports of Blitzball?
I mean, maybe they're not a trade good. Maybe they're a treasure. Maybe only the aristocrats have normal boots.
Is that what normal boots do?
Yeah, they're. And you know what? Because the other half are so fucking stupid, they just think they're normal boots.
All right, we've got it added. That's a treasure. So with that, what's your development to add to all this?
I can circle back around to a new technology, right?
Yep. New technology. Pick one.
Because I think I really want to do that well thing that I described before.
Oh, perfect.
That way, it also
Wow.
gives us a way to reach other worlds and realms and whatnot.
Ooh.
The surface of the caverns,
Mhm.
there are groups of people called well openers, and they have a what's that device you use to a dowsing rod? They have like a device that looks like a dowsing rod,
Mhm.
and they can walk across the surface of the cavern in a lot of places. If they don't have normal boots, apparently they just walk along the ceilings and walls too. But what they do is they measure the geometric stacks in every like nanocentimeter, whatever, of the cavern, and in every infinite amount of space, there is an infinite number of worlds that they can reach. And when they
Okay.
activate their dowsing rod, it opens up a well, and in that well, you can travel to these other worlds. And if the world is unsafe or whatever, a ceiling cap can go over top of the well.
I like it.
I like it too. Wells that can open to other worlds.
And where it's
That's
such a wonderful mishmash. Like, there's obviously, like, scientific explanations for this, but they're just like, just what we do now.
Well, in theory,
Love
it
it.
may have all made sense before the shattering, and then after that, it's like, well, we just don't understand it. This is our realm now.
It all made sense before the tyranny set in and the corruption. Now it's all
There-
paranoia and
There is
friend
an
computer.
explanation, but how much are you willing to pay to get it?
Not enough.
All right. So that leaves us with myself or Justin. Justin, do you have a development from this?
I've already gone. It was you and Raph.
I think, yeah, you and Raph.
Oh, Raph, my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea for development from these wells?
Wow, that's. Well, I guess there would have to be nut jobs who explore the wells seeking like fortune or
So,
something famous.
So a legend or folktale then.
Well, yeah, there would be a legend that, oh, of course, one of the wells you could go through it and discover like, a golden age of prosperity because of an infinite number of universes. But it turns out they all suck. But we're sure the next one will be good.
Man, you don't even know that fits perfectly with the way.
All right.
I figured.
And what's your development? What's the next development for this society, Raph? It could be, like from the list, it could be a new region, a new race, another settlement founded, a new technology discovered, a cultural innovation, a organization or government that's founded, or a natural law reality that is broken or different.
Well, they'll have to think about because of these wells, you mean?
No. This is the next development.
This is brand
already
new
got-
thing you add.
Oh, I get to make up
Yep.
a new thing about all this place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, crummy heck. There's already a lot.
There is.
Well, this
could
will
do
be
an
the last one.
organization because we don't have one yet.
And innovation?
No, an organization or a government is funded,
Oh.
Or an innovation.
Yeah, so
or an innovation.
you could specify more precisely the government that is in control. Or even an oppositional one to the core one.
Or apparently a national sports league.
Yeah.
Right.
We still don't have Blitzball yet.
I don't want blitzball. Shut up.
Yeah, it's triple tryout all the way.
Also, shut up. Geez. Man, because we already have like non-Euclidean geometry and I mean, I kind of want to put in Hounds of Tyndalos, but I don't know if that's going to be too cliche, which are basically creatures that exist in impossible space. But if you fold space too much, making too many corners in an impossible space, then you can get invaded by a creature from impossible space.
That's what we're doing with
And,
the wells.
Yeah, but not just from the wells.
Right. I guess there's two
like,
sides of that. One is like creating a new race that abuses these holes, or creating the holes in the first place.
All right. So the whole process, HOLE, is created is you've got your special ground because your ground is gravity relative to whichever way the ground is pointing. You get your like weird ground tiles. So naturally, that if you get them close together at the corners where the occlusion is, the gravity force overlaps each other. So if you had like a corner and angle like that, you'd have ground going this way and ground going this way. And the closer you get to that edge, the more the gravities are playing on top of each other, which is why tight edges and tight corners and that kind of stuff can exhibit strange properties. The wells are made out of these, but sometimes they can spontaneously form because of some of the rougher caves that aren't maintained if you don't rigidly maintain, which is why all the place is done in arcades. So it's all soft curves, so that doesn't happen.
Yeah, beware the cavern of right angles.
Beware the
geez.
tile work.
So the innovation is that, of course, you can deliberately do this with a sort of origami, that you can use this to fold materials over them so they can have strange properties, such as being ultra dense armor because they're folded over each other where the gravity holds them together, or impossibly large spaces where they're folded in lenticular folds that create the wells, which are carrying like a portable, hole or portal with you, which you could make an impossibly fine edge that could slice through things. So this technology has, informs the materials. So it's like super folded materials or origami. That's my
Origami
innovation.
armor. That's great.
What I have is rigid corners and folding can alter density and size manipulation.
And folded space. Like people could have pockets that are larger on the inside than they are outside. They could, if they're really crazy, they could put pockets in their own body that they could use to hold things in storage. I don't know what kind of weirdo would do that.
Sounds good.
And this is
All
just
right.
ain't no thing.
So with that, I guess I have to come up with a result of that.
Oh, there's got to be like impossible folding bombs. Like there's paper
monsters.
square that when you throw it underneath somebody, it unfolds, and because it's got so many edges, it just crushes you with ultimate gravity. It's a gravity mine.
So I'm going to put in folding monsters, creatures
And of course,
with
folding.
Oh gosh, yes.
creatures without real sentience, but understand how these corners work better than the intelligent species there, and will find things that are easy to fold to create havoc.
We created folding space with unnatural epic monsters. There could just be a dragon hiding in the corner. You wouldn't-
Literally, there could be a piece of folded paper that just has like a spring in the middle of it, so it unfolds itself, and the monster comes out.
Know what a Hound of Tindalos is, right?
Yes.
So, with this, each player comes up with one current conflict the society has based on these developments and results.
A conflict of what were the underlings called again?
We have the Vindir and the Caretakers.
The caretakers are the aristocrats, and the Vindir are the
No, so the caretakers were on top, but then the Vindir overtook them.
okay. So the caretakers are the robots that are now maintaining everything.
No, that's their purpose, but they're not allowed to go in to do it.
Okay, my conflict is that the caretakers are turning into a Naderite society. They're no longer being allowed to maintain anything, so they're returning back to oddly for robots, a non-technological sort of state.
Oh.
Robo Knights.
Well, I don't mean like fantasy. I mean just like they're going back to farming, and they're going back to a time before electricity. They want to get back to the earth and everything like that. They're not working on technology. They're not maintaining themselves. They're not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyone else have a conflict for this realm?
Let's see.
Already seems like it's got a problem.
Existing is a problem right now.
Okay. Hey, here's a really easy conflict. Given our natural laws and technology, how do you find somebody? If somebody goes missing, how would you even know that they're missing? Maybe they're just in a different folded space. People just go missing all the time, and sometimes it's not really that weird or anomalous.
That's why you don't leave the Hypogeum.
Stay where it's safe, citizens. Go back home and enjoy horny time.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one.
Yeah, stay home. There's sex at home.
Listening.
You have sex at home.
So these horrible folding monsters, they all come from one place, but they don't know where that place is.
Okay, there has to be a conflict involved.
They need to find it, because there's more and more horrible folding monsters appearing.
It's getting worse.
Like, I know this place is a ray of sunshine, but it's getting worse.
All right.
Have we stated what the monsters do yet?
Well, there's possibly more monsters than the ones we've developed here.
These are just the
Like this.
cool, important ones, that's all.
There's
Yeah,
also
right.
possibly creatures that are invading from other space that aren't hostile, those don't bother us as much as the ones that are.
No, I'm just.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it as a source of conflict. That's all.
All right. So we've
Okay.
had how
Yeah.
many people make conflict so far?
3. We need one more.
Oh, we're not going for the 7.
Do you think you'll need 7 conflicts? Do you think?
Oh, I don't know. The book
Well,
says 7, so I was thought we were going for
Yo,
full.
if it says
so-
7, I say we do it.
Here's
okay,
a very
the book
obvious
says
one.
at least 7.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So here's a very obvious one to toss out there. So we do have the Vindar and caretakers who have seemingly swapped positions, but nothing is clearly so obvious or close cut. They are constantly vying for position to be in control of the other. And whether you're on the top or bottom kind of doesn't actually matter to whether or not you're in control. I mean, the caretakers are still doing their job, right?
Oh no, we piled a conflict on top of a conflict.
Yes. There has to be secret conflict. Alright, I've done 2. I'm done. Let's see what you guys got.
I mean, I got another one if somebody else
And
doesn't want
that-
to go.
And that conflict's happening in a plutocracy of tyranny?
Mhm.
Jeez.
All right, I want to add another conflict on top of the well openers.
Mhm.
Ooh.
There is apparently another series of universes that are also opening wells, and they're opening wells into us. And these strange creatures come out and they abduct people. We don't know what happens to the people or anything. People are being abducted. Wells are opening up, apparently on their own.
Gosh, someone disappears and you have to ask, okay, so did little Timmy get eaten by the vampire nobility? Did he get lost in the corner? Or did he get kidnapped? We just don't know.
Or did he fold himself practicing Pilates?
Yoga's dangerous. Gosh,
I like
every
it. Yeah, those-
person in this has to be, like, perfectly uptight and straight at all times just out of
Those
fear.
suicide gymnasts, man, you never see them coming.
Terrible.
They do a triple backflip in through the air, land on you, fold in half, and nope, that's it. That's all she wrote.
All right. We have another conflict.
We have 2 left if we're going for 7. So, Raph, I'll let you get one in. I think you're muted.
Yeah.
Another character?
Another conflict.
conflict.
Enough. Jeez, man.
They want to
Um,
go for 7. I think we have plenty, but what do you got?
I mean, obviously, there's going to be a conflict between there's the portal explorers who want to go through the portals because infinite worlds could mean infinite riches and resources. Plus, also there are thrill seekers who are bored with sex, but they, of course, are in conflict with the conservators who like, hey, we have to live in this like giant enclave under the world because we're surrounded by blood-sucking freaks, the uninhabitable surface. Why are you guys poking around in the illimitable gulf? Because, like, that's just a bad idea. So obviously there are some people who want to ban the exploration, and that there are some people who want to keep it up. And then there are terrorists who are seeking a way to blow it up and destroy the entire world.
I mean, I think all you have to do is make a piece of paper so large.
We're gonna have Feng
And then
Shui
start
terrorists
folding.
here.
What is that law about the maximum number of times you can fold an object?
Ninefold. You can't fold anything 9 times.
Oh man, so you know that the secret weapons R&D division is trying to find the tenfold.
Well, the 9fold, because it's impossible to fold anything 9
No,
times.
that's,
That's
why I
what they
said.
want you
That's
to
why
think.
The weapons division, the weapons R&D division, is trying to find the 10th fold.
Okay, so yeah, so there's the I guess there would be the Tenfold Society who want to go ahead and fold entire space and destroy everything, because obviously we're too decadent to live, and of course, people are in conflict with that because those guys are nihilists who want to destroy everything.
We brought down the sky on ourselves. We think now we live in a tyrannical, corrupt society. You don't think someone out there is trying to bring us all down?
That would be
I know
the
this guy
conflict.
next to me does.
Gosh. These people,
I'm gonna-
bringing on the sky
I'm gonna
didn't teach
add
them
to
their
this-
lesson.
I'm going to add to this fallen sky.
Go for it.
There is additionally an extremist group developing that wishes to raise the sky.
There you go.
Raise the roof, as it were.
Yes. And they are very much, if you don't want to help us, get out of our way. We are going to raise the roof, no matter what you say.
But the roof is on fire.
We don't need no water. Let it burn.
All right. So this is one realm in the multiverse.
And we wonder why we don't get visitors.
Now, I brought up the heritage site thing earlier because it says whenever you make a realm, you include a heritage site.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So let me just relook that up and make sure I'm thinking of the same thing.
I think that was pick 57, 54.
What type of heritage site is in this messed up place?
Okay, now it's past 57.
I think it's... Oh, there we are. So what you're talking about are places from old Empyrean that are going to show up.
So this is our connection to the wider multiverse, basically.
Yes. So normally this game is done with no GM. We're going to alter the rules a bit, and I'm going to try and run a story through this because changing the GM every turn gets pretty complicated.
Yeah, that's
If
perfectly
people are
fair.
okay with that. Yeah. And since we have an audience, I don't want people kind of lost in the minutia of it. So normally, when a new realm is opened, you'll have one of these sites in there, and it would be decided even though the characters don't know. These are one of those things I'm going to keep in the background. These will be showing up, but since the characters don't know, the players aren't going to know what's there. But these
Okay.
places will start showing up as they're explored. I
Okay,
just wanted
so
to
our
be sure.
starting realm doesn't have one.
It might. You just don't know where it is, or what it is. But I am going to have probably another realm by the time we get back here. I still have at least another hour. What did we want to do? Do we want to make a second realm now that we've seen how it works?
Hell yeah.
Sure, that could be fun. We could try to blaze through that now that we have a little bit more of a feel for it.
Yeah. So I'm just going to make another copy of that template and open it up.
I'm
I
assuming
guess
that our things will go back to normal.
elements, yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
Okay,
elements.
so we've spent what we've spent,
Nope.
everybody. This one can't be as dark and corrupt as last time.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't have enough electricity to do anything anyway. I was going on electricity all the way.
Fair enough.
I only
All
had
right.
one. Didn't work out.
So this new one is opened.
What page were we on again? I forgot.
I believe it is 57 in the book, but I could be wrong.
That is
You
terrain. Is that
you're
the first
correct.
one? Yeah.
You're correct.
Yep.
New
All right.
realm, everybody. Who's this?
If everyone's up for this, I know this can be draining on creative energy.
No, this is good. I think we got out of our dark, terrible, horrible impulses, and now maybe we have a nice, happy place.
You say
If
that. I
I
still
ever
have an
run out of
overabundance
creative
of
energies,
darkness.
that's a problem.
What's that?
If I ever run out of creative energies, that's a problem.
Fair enough. So let's start this from the beginning, starting with... Oh, wrong page. There we go. Terrain. Let's see what we're starting with.
Back to darkness,
Darkness.
everybody. Oh, this is
Darkness,
a swamp.
Swamp.
Yo, I dig swamps.
Yeah, still towns are cool.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with swamp. I'm cool with swamp. I'm not going to spend on that.
All right. Raph has to step away. Do we want to wait a minute?
Sure, yeah. Let's hold off a bit just so that they can spend too.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose while we're wait a second, man. So this is crazy. So we have an extra Eidolon, and we technically could have had a lot more of them rolling around. So how do NPC Eidolons act within this realm that we also participate in?
They are very much like yourself. They're able to travel from one realm to another. Some Eidolons have given up or haven't been able to find cornerstones in some time, so they default back to their creed. So you four will be the campaign will be opening up with you summoned back to the Grand Cornerstone. The Grand Cornerstone was the foundation of all reality. Its shattering is what brought this cataclysmic event as the ether began to devour worlds and concepts and reality.
Mm-hmm.
You four will be given a couple cornerstones and decide how to place them. Now, you all want to restore the multiverse,
Yeah.
but you all may have a different idea of what the ideal multiverse is.
Very clearly, yes.
Yes.
I want the
And that's
background.
part of my creed.
Yeah, but you four have been brought together by the
All
Grand
right.
Cornerstone, the concept of reality, and have been given a bit of a push in this direction by it
Okay.
to come together to do this.
I could
But
see
look
at
at-
least on a we all are interested in the multiverse coming back angle. Quiverful just goes, I'll stay here and make sure things don't collapse, you go do your thing. And that would make sense in terms of at least how we know each other or relate somewhat. As
Mhm.
like all.
You may have not met him. Like, this is all exercises done out of character.
That's
Like-
also true, yeah.
Right now, this could be your characters given these cornerstones, which don't have enough anima to actually exist, so it could be your characters physically pouring anima in that's changing the traits of them.
Okay.
Cool.
Alright, so, Raph,
So,
we started off with a
Raph,
swamp for terrain. That sound good to you?
I heard that. Yeah. No, I didn't mean to delay the game. Keep going.
No, it's okay.
So, technology, ether.
Oh.
So, whatever this technology is, it has been affected by the ether.
And we are not able to change whatever result you roll after, right?
Correct.
Damn
Fire.
it.
Steam.
This is a steampunk world.
Cars and
Well, I had-
guns.
The one actually I was
Steampunk
going to
swamp,
use the darkness
baby.
in.
Steam tech is what works here. All right. So that made that pretty quick. Government. Anima.
Ooh.
Group decides or fights by spending anima.
Let's see. You know what? Let's make a group decision. Let's make this a little less terrible than the one we just made. Let's make it a meritocracy.
I could second that.
Just so we have
Oh.
at least a different feel going forward.
Sure. Let's do meritocracy.
Steampunk swamp meritocracy.
I'm down.
Hey, there's plenty of water for the steam, right?
Wildlife. Water. What is water?
Exotic.
So they are weird. There are a lot of niches.
I'm actually gonna hold on. I need to see what I have. I might want to spend on that.
Don't
All right.
hesitate to strike out anything that might try to hedge onto their habitats.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend on air. 1.
Organized.
Organized wildlife.
Yep. So like hives and other creatures that work with their own species very well.
They may even have technology. Alright. Very
Team
cool.
wildlife. Yes.
Steampunk wildlife. That's all I'm saying.
Next
So
is
it's like
culture.
Horizon Zero Dawn, but with steambots. So it's better.
Here we go.
Electricity, progressive. The culture values innovation, exploration, and mobility.
Well,
They are
they're
quick to adopt.
meritocracy, so sure.
I'd like to spend
Oh,
stone, industrious.
anyone want to counter that or no?
Not sure what the difference is, but okay.
Because I'm thinking more industry than progressive. I don't know. I'm thinking dirtier than clean.
Okay.
Industrious cultures value hard work, self-sufficiency, and genius. Industrious cultures are often wary of outsiders who are not willing to do their fair share of work or who try and capitalize on initiative or ideas they have created.
See, when I think of progressive, I'm thinking like the researchers in a lab. Industrious, I'm thinking the oil drill workers.
I
So,
would meet you halfway
what
there,
happens
actually.
when you spend anima, like the pure anima, the one of that?
You can declare any element you want.
Okay, cool. So it doesn't amplify anything. It's any
Right.
element you want it to be. Okay.
So, Theta, I'd like to meet you halfway there. Progressive and industrious. I'll spend the lightning.
Yeah, so we can decide not to fight and just combine, right?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're both changing it.
Mhm. Lots of new
Basically what
ideas,
we
lots
had
of hard
before,
work.
and now we're combining them.
All right. So we have that. Down to the next one. What is their society like? Air. They are a
Mercantile.
mercantile. They are a merchant group. They spend their time traveling and working to improve their networks. Trade is important to them because only by trade can they make sure that all their cities and outposts receive the resources they need to flourish.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Hmm. What you thinking, Theta?
I'll spend a darkness.
Ooh.
All right.
We're going
What is-
back. We're getting underworlds.
Do we want a second underworld? Oh no, we changed it to Wondrous, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
changed the other one, so this one, I want these
Hey.
people to be dark and dirty. I know we already have sort of a dark and dirty one, but these people live in a swamp. Fuck these people.
Nope. We said that we wanted to not make everything incredibly horrible, so I'm going to spend an air point to change it back to air.
All right, so we have dark and air conflicting.
Hold
Are
on.
you spending? Yep.
I'm just torn between two right now.
You want
I
to
need
throw
to look
into a
at them.
completely different one? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but I would think I would win on ties because the original was air, and I'm voting for air.
No, it would go to a roll after that, is what we did
It-
before.
Oh,
It goes
that's
to a
lame.
roll. Unless you want to spend now they're air.
Unless we want to combine.
Cool. Screw it, I'll spend 2 air. Screw you.
All right. Anyone
Okay.
want to meet or beat two?
I was saving all my points and spending them
Nope.
now.
You know what? Actually,
How do you still have points?
because I didn't spend that many to begin with, and all of my stuff was darkness and light, and I didn't want to do those on the first one. I'll spend a second darkness
Looks like we're rolling.
How do you have so much darkness?
because my first one I picked, my drawback was dark, and then you guys gave me another dark, and then I haven't spent any dark.
So this is why I haven't been throwing in on any.
You're more dark than the agent of
Now my
paranoia.
decisions are pointless.
I didn't throw in anything either because all I want was electricity for our original realm. Y'all made it dark and corrupt.
Not me. I didn't spend anything.
You
So
made
we
it most corrupt. You're the most corrupt on this.
Oh, that
So we
part-
have dark and air.
Yeah,
I spent 2 points on this, and he spent 2 points of dark. So I suppose it's a die roll or something.
Fire, so it goes to air.
so you won.
But at what cost?
2
2 points.
2 air. That was the cost.
Oh, that's great.
All right. So
Next
we
up is
have
Creed.
one more. Creed. How are the gods evolved in this world? Oh, I have to reset the deck.
Okay, no
Animal.
God. Screw this. Atheism world.
That's rational.
Yeah.
I mean-
Rational it is. This is supposed to be all industry and that kind of thing.
But I would really like God Kings.
God Kings of the Meritocracy.
I'm
Yes.
voting. I'm voting for no gods. It's all people.
I mean, this one's a vote one, so
Yeah.
it's up to everybody.
I would also vote for rational just for funsies.
See, this is where we're gonna hit a 50-50.
Then it's a roll off.
Because I was thinking God
This
Kings.
is anima, so I can spend an anima point, right?
But I can
Yeah.
also spend an anima, and I was willing to do that too.
That's fair. If you guys want to spend 2 anima, and we can do
Make it a roll off again.
Unless
I'll throw my-
Why
Hold
would
on.
why would I spend? It's already a roll off.
it is already a roll off unless someone spends.
Well, because you were about to spend, so I would have to spend to counter that to make it a roll off. So if we both agree not to spend, it'll still be a roll off, and we'll split the
Yeah.
anima.
So whatever.
All right, so we got electricity and fire and stone. What is closest? So we got electricity, which is rational.
I lose every fucking roll off.
We're so sorry.
All right, so with this, we go on to our next part where each person had 5 points to add to the balances.
Oh boy.
Oh crap! Okay, I accidentally closed the window. There we go.
So with that, we have 5 points to spend. Do we want to just go quickly and let people spend their points one by one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Griff, where are you putting 5 points?
Let's see. let's go ahead and increase honor by 1 point.
Well, honor is already. You mean towards corruption?
Towards honor. It's at 3 right
Well,
now,
you-
right?
You add points. It's moving away from honor by 3 points. It's
Ah,
still more on
okay.
the honorable side than corruption, as long as
Okay.
people don't spend.
So
Oh,
let's
you
not-
can't put in points to remove points?
No, it's just moving towards the other one based on the
All right.
elements that were spent.
So let's make 3 points of electricity, 2 points of light.
All right. All right, going down. Justin.
5 in water.
All right.
Just dump them on in. They love the environment.
Raph.
5 in fire.
They like fighting too.
Hey, there you go.
Theta.
Well, at least we can share this one thing. Another 5 in fire.
That
Now,
maxes
there's,
it out.
there's only 2 points left, so where do you
Oh,
want to put the
okay.
other
Is
three?
there? Sorry. I have a hard
Yeah.
time counting just dots.
They are
Uh,
fully militaristic.
Yeah.
You could
So I
put
have
in a
2
point
left?
of Aether. Or
Yeah, 2 in
anima,
Aether.
Anima, I mean, for...
Let the rest... No, put the rest in Aether.
Oh, gosh, no. It's terribly corrupted. No.
So the ether has inflicted this realm. It is near the point of being consumed. There is dangers for Eidolon and any who wish to interfere here all over the place. But
Oh,
wow.
then you would technically also have 1 point left. Because that was... you
No,
filled up
it's-
the rest
yeah,
of...
he has one more.
3, 4,
One more.
Oh, jeez. What do I even care about here? See, I want them more stagnant, but I can't get rid of any points of electricity. I mean, I want to keep them superstitious, so I can't take anything out of there.
You put points in mobility because they'll make it more. Put in stone.
Anima
so
would
it
be a
goes
neutral
closer to
choice.
Could do water to increase their conservation.
No, I
Even
think
though the
stone
world's
is.
dying.
I think stone is best because if people get stuck in tradition, they're probably going to do the wrong things to try and save themselves. I just want these people to suffer.
The hatred for them.
I'm with you.
Oh my gosh, it's a 3 Aether row. We're just gonna destroy it.
Look, we have to have our first failure, right? And this is going to
3
be where it's
Aether
going to happen.
militaristic realm. Yes.
All right, so we're back to our
Stop
development
fighting us. We're trying to help you.
and results.
What
I
page
have
is that again?
I believe it was 208. I still have it open, I think.
208.
208 in the book.
Got it.
So the first one has to be a region within the area that's been discovered. Who wants to start?
So this is...
Oh, I'll start.
Go ahead.
All right.
There's the methane bog. I mean, you have steam engines. You need to heat those. So there is a giant, like, huge city built on top of a giant bog of methane with constant swamp gas coming up.
So region, methane bomb,
With a
bog.
refinery, a city-sized refinery.
Well, establishing a settlements. Yeah, I like that actually.
Oh, I got a result that I so want to put on there.
Well, someone has to
So
pick the
do
result.
I. So
Oh,
do
you
I.
wanna Rochambeau for it?
Absolutely.
All right,
I don't
let's
know how to
watch.
do that on mine.
You just do it in front of the camera.
You know what?
No,
Hold
that's
on.
rock paper scissors.
No, you-
Rochambeau's
you-
might kick you in the nuts until you fall down.
Let's
pick a
each
spot,
hover
guys.
over an
Yeah.
element and then we roll.
Yeah, you hover over
Or
an
drop.
element and then you draw a card.
All right, hold on.
I'm taking darkness.
I'm taking stone.
There you go.
Electricity.
Stone.
You want
is-
to roll?
All right. Shoot, let me bring the thing back up just to make sure I know I'm saying it right. Historic event takes place. A catastrophic event. You remember those methane swamps?
Mhm.
Some idiot lit a match over there, and now the place has been on fire for the last 1,000 years.
Ever burning
great.
methane swamp.
Fuck these people.
Mine was going to be methane addiction.
We could still get that.
The swamp is filled with people
Oh.
just passing out.
All right.
But with that, you pick the result, so you also pick the next development. And the second one is a Nassian race that lives there. What is one of the species that live there?
Well, the bog farmers, of course.
Well,
Well,
see,
it's up to Theta.
yeah, these are. Oh, I don't know what to call them.
Well, you can come up with what they are with some description first, then we can come up with a name.
I'm going to call them Nexians. They are a creature. They are a people that are half biological, half technological. They incorporate the creatures that used to live in the world around them, and they make them part of themselves. Like they're mainly technological, but then they incorporated biological components of the creatures themselves, and they're powered by the same steampunk and everything else that the world that surrounds them in. They are a dark and suffering people that hate their own existence.
Fair.
Fuck these people.
We're gonna make some happy people, I
I
swear.
hate this world.
I swear it.
All right, who wants the result from that one?
Gosh.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
All right.
So the result from that one
Mm-hmm.
is going to be an Eidolon that is born.
Ooh.
All right.
And this is an Eidolon that is devoted to restoring wildlife because it has been so damaged because of the events of this realm.
Fair. Just remember that the society now, even though it doesn't have to be in the past, but right now is very conservative, taking care of the environment.
100%, but the wildlife is steampunk infused. So, like, they're
what
worried
is the
about it
name?
now.
What is the name of this
Conservative
Eidolon?
or conservationist, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Who's the new friend?
Ooh. I'm going to look at our names to get some inspiration.
What is this tortured soul that we're going to encounter?
Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Linda, but spelt as if it was a fantasy name.
So with apostrophes?
Yeah, apostrophes, a couple extra letters in there.
Throwing a Y.
Triple
Silent H.
N.
Done. And Justin, what development? You're
right.
still on the list, so you have to develop a settlement.
Yep, 100%. The settlement is a series of traveling caravans, all float and are steam powered. And it is effectively like a resource mining settlement.
Mm-hmm.
And they will go to the point where they're not going to permanently damage an area of the realm and then move on.
All right. And what's the name of this traveling caravan settlement?
It will be Grisbin's Mining Conglomerate.
All right, I think I kind of got that. So I guess Griffin, you or me do the result for this. Do you have any ideas?
Okay. I mean, this is like a mining conglomerate, so obviously they come up with a trade good here. So let's go ahead and say that they've invented the methane power cell.
All right.
Highly adaptable to a wide number of technologies. Cook with methane in
Your
your own
methane
home.
power cells today.
And then we get a free what's gonna
Development.
happen. Yeah, free development.
Yeah.
So let's see, we could go organization, culture, technology. Let's
Or
see.
one of the first three again.
Or one of the first three again. And you know what? I was thinking, I want another species. I want a happy species, guys. I want happiness. We're bringing
You
back...
mean so the Nexians can murder them
Exactly.
with their militant natures?
So, it remind me of the Nexians. What was their, like, general form? Just so I'm sure.
They're machines that incorporate bio from the wildlife in the area.
I
Alright,
imagine
so-
them like dripping black goop from their every surface.
So these are frog people, because it's a swamp, of course. We're
Yeah.
back to the frog people, everyone.
I
Imagine,
love
like, the
frog
wonderful Mr. Toad. They wear nice fancy suits, they have proper tea, they have British accents.
Now imagine them getting skewered over a fire as
And
someone's
now they're
cooking
getting... They are the everyman protagonist who has horrible things happen to them now. They must find a way to mend the rift between man and terrifying, horrible, cannibalistic machine.
Imagine Happy Mr. Toad, now put him in Watership Down.
Yes.
So what's the name of this species?
Gosh, I need a good name for them. The Hoppin'.
I know you said good.
They're destined to fail with a name like that.
All right, so I guess it's up to me. So what came out of this?
Yeah, what's the consequence of happy frog people?
I'm going to go. Oh, jeez. This is hard. They have a holiday in this realm where both sides have to meet with no violence.
A very special occasion in high militarism world.
Yeah, sure. It's whatever that day was at the trenches of.
The bog blew up. The eternal flame started.
Sorry, I was trying to think. Was that World War One or World War Two, where they spent Christmas in the trenches and they didn't fight?
Yeah, we have
I
a
think
World
that
War
was
II
World War
metaphor
One.
now.
All right. And a technology for their next development is going to be battle armor.
Oh,
So steampunk battle armor.
hell yeah.
'Cause
All
if it's-
right.
So I guess that's everyone. So anyone can decide
got
what the
this
result
one.
of this. All
I
right.
You
got
got
this
Justin.
one. Because of that, there is a widespread methane addiction
You got it in there.
because
Yeah.
they had to develop the technology, and there was leaks in the suits and things earlier generations.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
What is
if
a
they,
custom?
What
Would
if
this be a
the suits
custom?
ran off of the methane batteries and the methane batteries are constantly leaking?
Yeah.
They
okay, what would
were.
that fall under?
Yeah.
That is going to be a
Because right now we're working on a result.
yes. That is going to be a historic event.
All right.
The methane addiction wars.
Do realms know about other realms?
They do and they don't. Some realms will, like if they're out and explore. Nassians can leave their realm and go to other realms, but most don't because technology can just suddenly fail, and a lot of their teachings can just fail. Like in a realm where magic technology exists, a wizard going to another realm would probably be just dumb for them, but the average person can. And Eidolons are very much about picking things up and taking them with them sometimes, and sometimes dropping them off in other worlds.
I mean, like our world specifically has the well technology to other worlds. This world apparently doesn't right now have any technology to get to other worlds. So I guess if you come here without a way to get out,
That's right. So if you came here, neo-technology doesn't work here, it would just stop.
also
So-
this world's on the edge of collapse. So
Yeah.
get stuck here and just die.
It's true. And then I'm going to do a cultural innovation,
All right.
which is they have developed a traditional instrument that is used at times of celebration to like as the equivalent of like the drummer at the front to like help with armies, and it's the equivalent. It's a combination of a electric guitar and a bagpipe.
Oh boy.
It is an honor to know how to play this properly.
Ooh. Can I jump in on this, or is there a somebody hasn't gone yet?
We've gone all the way back around, and I think Justin just did the first one of the next set, so you're up.
Yeah.
All right, a monster is born.
Nice.
The
Of course.
natural environment has evolved over the generations that monsters specifically seek out this noise. They have evolved specific hearing mechanisms to hear it from long distances, and they work in swarms because I believe this planet has organized, and they work in swarms to find the source and devour it.
Yes.
Fuck these people.
And what is this swarm called?
A noxious swarm.
All right.
And now you get a new development.
Yes. A government is founded among the, what do I call them, Nexians?
Yeah.
Among the Nexians, a god king, because fuck, you're getting it in there,
Yes.
is set up.
Now,
Who
this-
who?
Just
Sorry,
to
you said-
be clear, religion will not function here. They can believe he's a god.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I don't care if he actually is a god or not. He sets
Right.
himself up as a god king. He sets himself up as a god king because he knows about other realms, and in their militant culture, he is setting up an army to invade another world.
Nice.
Yeah,
Just
no,
fuck these people, but fuck all the other people too.
But how can you invade other worlds if your steampunk technology doesn't work there?
Because he only knows about it. He's setting up. Somebody has to go there. Some weird group from some cave will probably have to arrive and have to figure out a way to escape, which possibly this army will.
So let's go ahead and I have a reaction to that one. Let's say that
Right.
there's a place of wonder, the Swamp of Mirrors, where the water is so glassy and clear you see into other dimensions. Such is how he learned of it in the first place.
Yeah, but that would be rare to find because it's a swamp.
Exactly. It's rare. It's almost perfectly clean and unspoiled. It provides you clarity beyond clarity, sight beyond sight.
Nice.
It's perfectly clean swamp.
Yeah. It filters stuff out. That's what a swamp does. What, you thought they were all just gross?
No, that's why I say it's rare. Perfectly clean
I guess
swamp.
this may be more of a wetlands now.
Griffin, give me a development then.
Alright, so we got 2 races. We could declare another region, settlement. Let's see. We already got like a flying city, but if these 2 cultures are kind of at war, we need another city, probably for the frog people then.
All right, so we got a settlement.
Alright, and so we got a settlement, and this one is going to be primarily organized by steam-powered vernaculars.
Vernaculars?
Yes.
Exactly what I just thought.
Explain.
Those are basically slanted elevators. That's how you get around the city.
Unicular.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
That's an elevator on a 45-degree angle.
Oh, a
and what's
Wonkavator.
Yeah, it is a
What's the
wonk.
name?
The name. Let's see. I wanted to make a Fortress Britain kind of joke here of some kind.
Fortress Britain?
It was the World War II thing for propaganda for Britain, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we're an island fortress."
The Isle?
Yeah, let's go ahead and call it an isle.
And can we get another fact other than just the elevators about this settlement?
Alright, so we got elevators, it's an island. We know that it's heavily militarized, but what's something very fun and interesting about it? Oh, right! This settlement is actually just a weapon. People just live on it. It is a strange steam-powered weapon.
Oh, it's like what's that one with all the cities are like giant rolling things that eat other cities?
Oh,
Mortal
engine
engines.
something?
Mortal
That's it.
Engines, yeah.
Mortal Engines. I didn't see that movie.
You shouldn't.
Good answer.
The concept is better than the execution.
Alright,
It
so this
sounds interesting.
It does. That's what I said.
So this is an island-based weapon made up with a lot of working parts and elevators that people use to get around that people just live on top of. What's the consequence? Who's picking?
It'd be me or Raph. Raph, do you have a result idea?
Consequence?
Result, sorry.
A result?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they live in a giant fortress.
Yeah, but the
Eidolon,
result from the
monsters,
list.
place of wonder, holiday, historic event, trade good, folktale.
No. Um, I got nothing.
All right, then I will come up with something super quick. We're gonna go with a new Eidolon is born,
Ooh.
and this Eidolon is doesn't really fit this world. He probably came from somewhere else. It's a pacifist
Poor guy.
who knows how the island weapon works and is the one who gave it to the frogs, knowing they would never figure it out.
Ah, yes,
Weird.
appease them, but at the same time make it completely worthless.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And we'll call him Sam.
Hi, Sam.
This world
And-
has spawned the mighty Eidolons of Sam and Linda.
All right, and a natural law
Ooh.
is when a battle breaks out here, time around it slows down, giving others a chance to join in.
Yeah.
Every war can be a world war if you're fast enough.
Oh.
All right. So, Raph, any ideas what might spawn off of that natural law, or
So somehow the world knows when people are engaged in violent conflict and it makes time move slower?
Yes.
yeah, time around a conflict slows down?
I guess people don't use guns because bullets fly slower?
Fair. Do you have page 208? Are you following along with us?
Yeah, well, I'm not understanding this idea. I mean, I heard what you said and they were words
Yeah.
in sequence, but I'm not really sure how that's a natural. I mean, I'm not here to rain on your buzz. It's like I'm just not.
Yeah, it would mean that, well, the people
That-
inside the conflict, time is going slower, but they're probably not perceiving it, but people outside of it
Right.
would.
Can I spend a point to repeal that?
I have no problem repealing it. It was just what idea came to my mind. You got something else?
Let's see. So there has to be some kind of natural.
Or any development?
Oh, let's see. Okay. Um. Do it has to be developed on this path that we're working on right now?
Yeah, this realm.
Oh,
Mhm.
well, I would think the primary weapon that they would be using would be like sonic cannons, because you can burn methane gas very quickly in a tube to then project waves of crushed air at people. So not only are there giant instruments and calliopes that play music by exhausting all of this methane gas, but there are also a variety of guns and compressed burning methane gas weapons. So they don't actually fire like bullets because that would use gunpowder. They use
All right, so we got a new technology, sonic weaponry.
yeah, there's a word for this where you burn methane to make sound. This up.
Do you know it?
I know it exists, but I'm looking it up. It's not
Right.
combustion noise. It might be combustion noise, but anyway, yeah, they have gas combustion weapon. Okay, so I'm looking it up.
All right. Do we have someone who can give a result from this?
Well, I mentioned like they have guns that do that, which will work in a variety of different worlds because you can always burn gas.
No, technology does not transfer regardless. The laws of physics change from world to world.
Okay,
Yeah, that's why one of the things that you can set up for a development is the natural laws.
Mhm.
yeah, okay.
I got one. A treasure is created. The Stillness Engine. A one-of-a-kind artifact, perhaps lost to these people, which is said to completely nullify all vibrations in the area that it activates, specifically ending conflicts of their sonic weaponry.
Also stopping your heart.
Well, that's not a vibration. That's a
Well, I mean,
Palpitation.
oscillation.
maybe if you're a cold-hearted person. Me, I'm down for a good vibration.
I only like those good vibrations, you know?
Right, with
Is that-
this, we're going to.
I tumble into saying something wrong and I have to tumble myself back with a cool reference.
Just tumble around.
Conflicts, right? So we're at.
Yeah,
Yes.
conflict time.
The world is filled with methane, like way too much methane, and there's fires burning all over the place. The world threatens to combust. You remember how they thought when they were going to first drop an atomic bomb that the
There was
entire
possibility-
atmosphere would burn?
Yeah, possibly it might ignite the hydrogen in the atmosphere.
The world is on the verge of combustion, and we have the two groups, one that doesn't give a fuck because they're my Nexians and they want them to suffer, and then you have the happy tree frogs, and clearly they're going to be against this.
All right, way too much methane.
All right, good conflict.
That so doesn't help with the methane addiction that developed.
Maybe that's how they ended the war.
Maybe
Oh,
they're
that's
born to
beautiful.
it. I mean, when you're born to a crack rock mother, right? And all the mother has to feed you is crack.
True.
You know what? Let's go with skeptical terrorists. So there is naturally a pushback to the idea of a god on a throne, because obviously they don't exist, neither does magic or anything else not easily and immediately explainable.
Because people would be killed.
So these violent skeptics are against all things that seem strange, especially this extra strangeness.
All right.
I do appreciate that they're against the god element, but not the mystical other world that we're going to invade.
That has a rational explanation. You should. Justin, you got one? Conflict for Frog World.
Ooh. Come back to me.
Okay, Theta?
Well, I mean, clearly the most obvious one is just the Nexians and the frog people. Sorry, I've already forgot the frog people's names because they're just happy tree frogs to me.
The Hoppin.
Hoppin.
The Hoppins.
Hoppins and the Nexians are clearly the main conflict.
Mhm.
Like, for some reason we've got this, was it a day or a week, where we don't fight and kill one another. But
day.
every day. Oh, what is that anime movie that's 3 movies together, and the third one is the one where the kid wakes up and his dad has to go to the factory to make the shells to put into the
I know the short is called Cannon Fodder, but I don't remember what the
Memories. Is that it? Memories?
That might be Memories, because I think that's Memories, because Order to Stop Production, the one that's in deep space.
Right, and the second one is the one where the guy has the smell thing that kills everyone that's around him.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I think Cannon Fodder is Cannon Fodder. Well, Cannon Fodder's the name of the short. That's what I remember.
Right, they have an entire warlike society that's entirely built around fighting the enemy, and nobody even knows that the enemy even exists.
Ooh.
That's the conflict, at least from the Nexian side, is that it's...
Report casualties, so they must be shooting somebody.
I mean, unless that's propaganda, but
Unless
who's
they're
gonna
lying
say
about that? Yeah.
Okay, so I now have one.
Go for it.
And this is going to be wonderfully horrible. If this realm falls, because of its location within the multiverse, it will spread whatever problems befell it to the adjacent realms.
All right, so this realm is kind of between two realms that don't have other realms connected to the entirety.
Yes, so like instead of just like portals that would pop up, like there is direct connection to other realms, and if this realm falls, it'll just
It's a
spread
domino
its
realm.
problems. Yeah.
Take a couple with it. All right.
or at least cut
The
them off
Nexians
for
will
them.
invade it. Then they'll have Nexians on your world.
Now they have to care.
No one wants that.
Rafferty, you got a conflict?
No, I'm thinking this is pretty well set up.
Hmm. I'm good to stop whenever. Like the
Yeah,
world
I'm-
Yeah.
itself.
We don't have to completely exhaust ourselves if we're done.
No, I'm thinking this is pretty good.
So you
Okay.
guys were trying to make a light world, and my inspiration for this world was Phyrexia from Magic the Gathering.
That one I don't know.
Oh, it's
Oh.
basically bioorganic
Okay.
suffering
awful.
to invade all other worlds.
So I
The
guess just
moment we hit swamp, I was like, Phyrexia, I'm gonna push for it.
nice.
All right. So what name do we want to call it?
Frog World. Anyone got something better?
Oddworld.
It's like the
Well, you
Nexians
got
are
what?
here.
You got Hoppins and we got Nexian. Nexopins? Nexopolis.
Next up.
Yeah, Nexop.
Yep.
Nice.
All right.
All right.
So yeah. Go ahead.
So this is looking pretty fun. We got one realm of total corruption, lost in the dark forever, where you have no idea why people are going missing, and then you have constant war world.
Yeah.
And
So
both
we
have
will start-
robots.
Fair. And both will be on this world map eventually.
Oh boy. Oh yeah, we got this world page here. Oh cool, there we go. We got like this little bit of light in all the darkness of reality.
Yeah, what I'm hoping is eventually I will put these realms in, and you'll be able to click on them, and it'll bring up the journal for you guys.
Awesome, that'll be great.
Yeah, so as you explore the
awesome.
world, there'll also be a couple that are hidden until you find them.
Mhm.
But the edges of the world at this point is the ether, which is the nothing, until you can bring a realm cornerstone there and place it. So with that said, where did you place these two realms? Assuming you were in this realm here, which is this small little area.
Question. Does a
Mhm.
realm have to be stable in one position?
Once it's placed, it becomes stable, yes.
Yes, that was my original concept I was hoping for when pushing for the way realm, was that the way realm would move around the edge of the ether. Just on the outer edge. But if it can only have to be solid, then...
Oh, that is hard to necessarily get a bead on with that measurement tool. Can
Oh,
I?
let me enable something for everyone.
I'm still figuring out VTT, so don't count on me for anything.
Oh, right. The drawing tools aren't enabled right now, yeah?
If you click and hold it, it'll bring up a... When you're just on the actors selection, if you click and hold your mouse button, it'll bring up a marker. Can you guys see that?
Yo, yeah, there we go.
Mine shows is paused. Oh,
That better?
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
So let's just say right here, start with 1.
I'm still getting
Right.
a kick out of the fact I'm Theta.
And which one is this going to be of the two we just made?
Let's go ahead and put Hypogeum there.
Sorry, just to cover, the center one is the place where the cornerstone used to be, right?
It's where the Grand Cornerstone is. It's where you guys will wake up when we start this off.
Well, I mean, you mean where it used to be, though, because it's missing, or broke up, or whatever it's called.
It'll make more sense after the first session.
Okay.
So this underground realm of folding monsters is right next to the Grand Cornerstone. Cool.
The realm that the Grand Cornerstone is in, yes.
Okay. And then I guess, like,
Not dangerous.
further out, we could go ahead and put Nexop.
Yeah, my vote
And
is
then
that
it can
is
have room
not
for connections.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we made that thing where it's gonna when it gets destroyed, and it's on the verge of destruction. It's gonna ruin
Mhm.
2 adjacent realms or whatever.
So I would even say put it one more up.
Fair. That does mean you have to travel through the ether to get to it.
It's fine.
All right?
So we got a small little jump to make. Or maybe there's a realm in between. We don't know yet. There we
Where do
go.
you get these like smoke patterns?
What's that?
Where do you get these smoke patterns? It's like some sort of animated smoke pattern.
Yeah. It's part of the boundary system. I could change it to something else if it's hard to see.
That's
No,
very
it's
cool.
fine. I was just curious about it.
Yeah, I can also make black and white. I guess it doesn't affect when everything's already black and white. Lens flares, which also doesn't seem to be working.
Wacky. All right.
Just put
There
a
we go.
cone in there.
Water.
Oh wow, that is funky distortion. I love it.
Fireballs. They take a sec.
Oh gosh, the whole place exploded. It's methane. It's everywhere.
Universe is on fire.
Yeah, there's quite a bit we can do. They're just, if it doesn't make sense, it's not something I usually use.
Yeah, I agree. And if we're playing like the more abstract stuff, you don't need to like toss a lightning bolt on top of somebody.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah,
Well,
the moment that this place was on the verge of destruction, I knew I was going to do something that would have greater effect if it fell, because it was so far gone.
Yeah, it's important for a reason.
and nobody there has any capacity to do anything about it.
Maybe the God King.
You mean the God King in the place where religion doesn't happen?
Yeah.
In a place with absolutely no, what's the power source again? Just to be
okay.
clear. No anima at all.
I just want to say, you're saying the place where religion doesn't matter, and yet the guy made people worship him. Might not get any power from it, but he still had it happen.
So he's really charismatic. Does everyone know what their Eidolon looks like?
Yeah,
that's a
I
cool thing.
actually already attached it to my sheet.
Yeah, let's go ahead and describe that real quick then.
Yeah. As well, anyone who has pictures they want uploaded, just send it to me to the Discord, and I will get them uploaded into game.
Yeah, I'll have to find
So
something.
token.
I'm using
I'll send
an
that
old
to
one that
you
applies.
right now, Oni.
Excellent.
There's mine right there.
I'm still
Nice.
gonna my development changed a little bit, so I'm gonna find something.
There. Yeah, before we head off, we might as well describe what our characters look like and go through what your powers are, because you have superficial in each one uploaded. I don't think we actually did that, did we?
I only described the one that I chose my drawback.
Right, so we could just go through each of them real quick.
Yeah.
So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I can also even give out the circumstance of how I was created too, because that's fun.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
it.
If you,
Give us
let's
the
give a
description.
full character introduction to your character now that we have it in your powers.
Okay, in that case, I am Fushrish. I am the unstoppable force. There was once a mighty Hercules beetle that was slain, and from it I was born. I am about 8 to 10 feet tall, massively armored, humanoid Hercules beetle. I have many eyes. Most of them are closed a lot of the time. Massive horn. And as for my powers, my skin is a very, very interesting combination that is harder than the greatest of old oak trees, is not pierced by steel or guns and bullets. I can take most damage without being affected, other than anima or magic. I do have one weak spot on the bottom of my chin, aka being uppercut. And I have the ability to open many eyes on various parts of my body to see through objects such as walls, into safes, things like that.
Nice. So that is one of our Eidolons. Who would like to go next?
Yeah, Watcher of Worlds. I guess he would have been created from our little home realm here because he would have been the Eidolon made for or from the desire to go through wells and explore other worlds. I watch the worlds so that we can see what's out there. Uh, my Eidolon has a non-specific look in that it completely featureless mask over his face, hood worn over top of him. I guess if that was taken away from him for any reason, best description I could think would be Demiurge from Overlord, if anyone's familiar with that. Is what he would look like beneath, scale tail, uh, sometimes some nondescript reptilian features, but otherwise humanoid. Powers he has is apparently he's not very good at talking, because that's his drawback. Is that unless he spends anima to be heard over other people, I have to wait till you're done talking. But yeah, no, he has delicately pointed feet, which makes it so that he suffers no ill effects from falling. I can't be knocked down no matter what. I have apparently a secret compartment in my heart that I can hold a small normal object with, you fuckers. And and apparently this is why I say I have the demiurge reptilian look to me. I have scales and neck frills and claws and a tail, making me more resilient to the elements. I am taller and stronger than average. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is what he currently looks like. And that will change as your persona traits change and grow. So who's next?
I'll go.
Oh, sure, I'll go next.
Sure, Rafferty goes.
Yes, I am Trigina, the Turner of Time. Apparently, I am the abstract concept of time. That when the worlds were rent asunder, I struggled to fight against it. But unfortunately, it is my nature that time continues to move forward no matter what I do. And so I have come to resign myself that I am not an agent of change, but rather an observer. Although I might change my mind on that. Who knows? I'm full of regrets. I usually appear as a jaded middle-aged woman wearing appropriate fashions, but underneath my pale skin is an array of crystals, specifically liquid crystals, that can form various displays such as language, tattoos, and of course, most importantly, countdowns of time.
Oh my gosh, you're a bunch of LED clocks. This is wonderful.
As a master antiquarian and traveler, I can bend space to travel between two different locations, and of course, all languages and recorded words are open books to me.
Interesting. And now we have our last member of this crew summoned by the Grand Cornerstone.
Yes. Say hello, everyone, to Zentran, the erratic conspiracy, the worries in the shadow, paranoia itself. He's a former villain, an instigator of jealous conflict and underhanded betrayals, which kind of is a wonder with our worlds. They're exactly what he wants. His creed, of course, is that there are no moral absolutes, knowledge is the most valuable commodity, and let nobody have the full picture. For appearances, he is a looming, roiling cloud of shadows in the shape of a small owl. These shadows make him seem larger than he actually really is. As for what he can do, he too has no limits when it comes to languages and written word. He understands it all. Let's see, for his others, he... Yeah, I gotta go through these, we're learning at the same time. The darkness shifts about him. He is nigh invisible, can hide in dark corners, especially the folding ones. His features are muddled and vague. He is also able to spin up into a hurricane, stirring up the wind and striking out at anything nearby. He becomes exhausted afterwards, but he is a fury when actually aroused. And, last but not least, he can form up new masks and appearances for himself. He can don and remove them without spending any resource.
So
All right.
you look kind of like a look of your choice when you want to.
But if I don't have a choice, I am an angry shadow marshmallow. Who is
mean,
unstable and jealous and irrational.
So you're
It's
playing your
great.
Abyss character all over again.
Tiny bit. People gave it to me. I didn't choose all
So
that.
you're playing the most indescribable thing if people are asked what you are.
Exactly.
Well, here's the problem, though, is that when you do the personality thing at the end, we have to figure out what you were doing.
I'm the villain of villains.
What personality does this? God, he's all over the place.
Literally all over the place. Just so you know what the words are, it is furtive, unstable, and insecure. And academic.
Well, I mean, no offense to the people that make choices for me. I've made a list of the personalities I'm going to try and portray during the game.
And you got none of them, if I recall.
Yeah, I had none of them, so
But you got
it's
a
going to
pocket.
be a while. Yeah, I got a pocket. You know what's the one I keep cursing about that is I looked through the list when I was making my list, and I thought that was the first one I stumbled across. And I thought, this is fucking stupid. And then you guys gave it to me.
See, what I was built, I was effectively built if if U.S. agent was actually useful.
Yeah. No, I heard
That's
you
what
say
I was built.
that you wanted to be unstoppable and everything. I'm like, okay, let me see. What's a good personality trait that also has an unstoppable quality to it?
Mhm.
It's like, okay, I'll work with you here. You guys made me a weeble wobble. I got something sitting in me. Yeah, I've got something sitting in me to balance me so that I just can't be knocked over.
Never
I gave
knocked
you
over.
pride.
Maybe
gave
the
you
higher
pride.
levels will be more fun for you. We'll see. I gotta see what these are at the higher level too. I think they'll be fun.
I gave you your strength and your claws. I gave you something good.
Oh, okay, so you're throwing everybody else under the bus.
Absolutely. They gave you personality though, so I appreciate that.
This is why it took me the longest to find everything, because I heard you all. It's like, okay, the time guy. Let me find to see if I can find him a time power or something. All right, the guy who's all about mystery. I'll give him the masks thing. I'll get the guy who's going to be invincible, the invincible thing. Someone will give me a fucking pocket.
I'm surprised my choices went as well as they did because I didn't read anything.
Hey, like I said, I got a list of personality traits to get to the things that I want to get. So I just have to be the worst person you guys have ever met for a long time.
That should be easy for you.
Yep.
Well, we'll grow
As I
and
said at the
discover these
very beginning.
characters.
I said at the very beginning, if there's someone on stream you want to hate, pile it on me. Because I'm going to try and make a hateable character.
Fair. Well, he certainly corrupted the realms as they were coming up. We have two very dark places, especially
No.
the one that was supposed to be happy-go-lucky.
To be fair, I wanted the first place to be a technological wonderland full of happy people, and you guys corrupted that one to hell.
Oh,
The second
absolutely.
The second one came up a swamp, and I wanted to corrupt that one.
Look, we have the fantastic Mr. Frog's World War now. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Watership down with frogs and the Borg, I guess. I don't know.
They're very happy with their war, especially the Borg.
Either way, we
Alright.
are past 5 o'clock.
We are. We're all set up to go for next week, so we should probably say our goodbyes.
Yep, so let's go ahead and close up. Justin, why don't you give a start off?
Absolutely. I am Justin. I am here Wednesdays, Sundays, as well as over at One Bad Roll. And I would like to say you're welcome for creating vampires.
All right. Rafferty.
Yep. I'm Norman Rafferty. I work for SanguineGames.com. We make stuff.
Alright, I'm Griffin, and this is Theta. We run the stream here. Come see our games over on our channel. We stream live at 10, 2, and 6 Eastern Standard Time, and see Only War coming up next. And don't forget our podcast bi-weekly on Friday. This week we're going to have our guest Piat over to talk to us about Cthulhu and other horrible, horrible monsters. And Oni.
All right, I'm Matthew Pose. You can find me at startplaying.games, and this is our setup for this insanity of Mythic Imperium.
Yeah. All right, everybody. So thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for playing. Thanks for running and setting all this up, because this looks like fun. And we'll catch
Yeah.
you all next time.
Hell yeah.
See ya, everybody.
Bye.